Because...
On this day.
No, I say on this
I'm
day.
having
And you...
trouble.
What's the matter?
Well, I got new headphones. Oh, I'm sorry, on this day. In 1969, Eric Schrody from House of Pain was born.
Why do I have... for some reason, I have always thought House of Pain was Scottish. Why did I think that?
Because they're Scottish?
Because I think... Aren't they Irish?
House of Pain was an American hip-hop trio who released American.
Well, it's just they always... Because they had the song about the shillelagh. I'd like to smack you in the face with my shillelagh, or whatever it was.
They released 3 albums in the 90s before the lead member of House of Pain, Everlast, went on to pursue a solo career.
This says Irish-American rapper, singer-songwriter Eric Schrody was born on this day.
Irish-American.
But they're primarily American, apparently.
They're based in America, but they have Irish heritage.
Yeah.
So they're happy about that.
So I wasn't up in the night.
I don't think you were.
No.
I was up in the night last night, but...
You were?
Why were you up in the night?
I don't know.
Or are we...
An elegant way of wasting time. It's Farting Around with Radio from Hell on X96.
I think because I jumped up and jumped around.
You shouldn't do that right before bed.
No, I did it while I was in bed, and that was the problem. We have, those adjustable beds, and so they're kind of separate, but they're close. Now, I'm always in bed long before my wife, so I'm in there alone, and I realized that I was sleeping on both of them.
Like diagonally?
Well, partial sometimes, and then sometimes I was...
You were just being comfortable.
I was very uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
You were seeking comfort.
My God, I couldn't. I think I was on the floor part of the time.
Wow.
It's terrible. But that song made it all better.
Did it?
I always liked that song. I never cared for Everlast stuff.
What it's like? We played the hell out of that.
Yes, we did.
My mom loved that song.
Really?
Yeah, she thought it was great. I remember.
I mean, it was
She
okay.
goes, who is that? I like that. Who is that? I said, it's Everlast. He was in this other band. Oh, I don't care about any of that. I just wanted to know who it was. He's
Everlast, Danny Boy, and DJ Lethal.
Yeah, see, Danny Boy, they're Irish. Come on. And I agree with this person. That song makes me think of Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. It does me as well.
I'm lost on that reference.
Not me.
I
saw the movie, but I don't know.
Because Robin Williams is married to Sally Field, and she's uptight, and she doesn't have any fun at all. So when she's at work, he has a party, and they're dancing to that song.
You know, I now that you mentioned that, I don't think I've seen that movie.
You haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
I knew that was the reaction I was going to get.
What an idiot!
How have you not seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
I don't think that I've seen it.
Or
if I have, I've completely forgotten.
Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those Robin Williams movies.
I thought it was great when she got the job on the soap opera and continued to do that.
I know where you're going.
Thank you.
Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those Robin Williams movies.
That was a Tootsie reference, Gina.
It was an excellent Tootsie reference. Because it's a man
dressed up. And that's several steps.
That's never mind.
I was there.
Thank you, Carrie.
I got you.
You'll get most of those.
I got you. I'm here.
What? It's okay. I'll catch you. Carrie's doing that.
I got you.
One of those Robin Williams movies that has those uncomfortable, serious moments where you're like, I don't want this in a Robin Williams movie. I just want it to be funny. Because he and Sally Field are going through a divorce. And there's some really, screamy, uncomfortable, married scenes where you're like, I want silly Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't want...
I was the same with Kramer versus Kramer. That did not go where I wanted it to go.
Well, Gina, and Robin Williams not being able to live up to those expectations.
I know.
That's why he's not here anymore.
No. But yeah, every once in a while in a Robin Williams movie, it'd be, now there's the serious one, like the.
And when I see the serious Robin Williams movies, I keep thinking, well, this is not the Robin Williams I want.
It's just
I want him to screw around.
He was hilarious as that photo shop guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was hilarious in that movie. Yeah.
No, there's just a few things in Mrs. Doubtfire that I'm uncomfortable with. I wish it was just.
Well, they wanted to bring the
Yeah,
drama and pain of divorce to you.
They wanted
for a brief moment, and then a pie in the face happened.
Well, that happened in my divorce.
A pie in the face?
Yeah, a couple of them. No, but they also wanted to try and draw your attention away from the fact that anybody who thought that was a woman and not a guy pretending to be a woman was crazy.
Well, and especially someone you were married to that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, that was.
I think that's partially why they did that.
Part of the disconnect, maybe.
Yeah. Now, Dustin Hoffman, on the other hand, what a dish! What a dish!
He had men falling for him, her.
Yeah. Was it Bill Murray was in that movie?
Yes, he was the roommate.
He was the bit part as the wacky roommate.
And he was funny.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies.
Now, the uncomfortable parts of Tootsie work. There are some sad things in there. There are some touching things in there.
I don't remember. I just remember wacky Dustin.
No,
Hoffman.
it's not all wacky.
It's
very sweet.
The Jessica Lange stuff.
Yeah,
because Dustin Hoffman's in love with Jessica Lange.
Yeah,
but she doesn't know that
she thinks she's a woman.
Yeah, and she's being totally frank with her about a guy that she's dating, and
there's a very sweet part where Dustin Hoffman forgets he's in drag, and he goes to kiss her. And it's so sweet because she thinks that Tootsie's
it's Dorothy,
that Dorothy's gay, and she's like, oh, Dorothy, she doesn't
very flattered.
Yeah, but
and then of course there's that serious part of it where because Dustin Hoffman is pretending to be a woman, he's acing actual women out of these roles.
Yeah,
that
was kind of
Didn't they play up that angle a lot? That there were actresses that were.
No.
Losing their. I guess I probably thought that.
No, the reason he couldn't get a job. He was a male actor who couldn't get a job. So it was the opposite of that. It was, I guess I have to dress up like a woman to get a job.
Because women get jobs all the time.
He couldn't get jobs because he was a dick.
Right. Oh, that's right.
He kept wanting to do his own thing and telling directors what he thought should happen instead of just doing his job. And so he got the job on the soap opera to pay for his stupid play that he wanted to do.
Right.
Was that Tootsie?
That was Tootsie.
With Terry Garr, who is also wonderful. Now I'm going to watch that movie today.
What was the stupid play he was?
Some, black box theater kind of thing.
Oh, it was something like Love Canal.
Love Canal or something. I think, didn't Bill Murray write it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a real play.
I want to do your play that you did because you're my roommate.
Yeah. I'm going to watch that. That'll be my comfort.
Something at Love Canal.
Wacky Bill Murray writing a play about Love Canal.
Well, yeah.
Where people were poisoned. Huh. I can see Dustin Hoffman wanting to do that. There was somebody, never mind.
What?
Somebody was talking about actors the other day and said, Dustin Hoffman, he's the kind of actor where you watch him and you go, that guy's acting. He's really acting.
You mean that in not a good way?
Well, whoever, I can't remember who was saying
that.
And
I'd put Al Pacino in that category before Dustin Hoffman.
But if it's true, you can see he's really acting. Whereas, this was not the example of the person, and I don't remember the full conversation. Jennifer Coolidge, for instance, in White Lotus, but anything else you've ever seen her do.
She is a blessing.
She does not seem to be acting.
No. She is that person.
Yes.
So then is that better or worse than
It's
if you're
better.
just standing there being yourself?
It's better. Because she's not that person. But she has the ability to make you think she's that person. Whereas Dustin Hoffman, it was somebody who saw his performance, and I've seen it, as Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman. And you go...
It was the TV movie.
Death of a Salesman?
Yeah, he was Willie...
Yeah. And you can see, he's acting his ass off right there, isn't he?
Here's a great text. So what you're saying is if they do a remake of Tootsie, they can cast Ed Norton because he's basically Dustin Hoffman's character in real life. Now that's some farting around.
Yeah, I guess.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right.
I guess it's time to officially begin. Yes?
Steph is wondering how we went from House of Pain to Tootsie, but
it makes perfect
sense. That's farting around. That's what it is.
Isn't that what Bill Murray and Dustin Hoffman, the roommates, isn't that what they called their apartment?
Sure.
The House of Pain?
Sure.
I think that's... anyway, why don't you check in with us, huh?
So,
why don't you do that? 877-602-9696.
Yeah.
Tell us what we should do today. Here's what you ought to do. You know what you ought to do? 877-602-9696. Begin your phone call when we answer with, you know what you ought to do, and then whatever it is, 877-602-9696. Please call us. Check in.
Manscaped.com. Now, when the copy was handed to me, they said they wanted to address back to school, and the person handing the copy to me went, ew. I went, well, no, college guys, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what?
What were you thinking? Manscaped, it's back to school time.
Yeah.
They want to make sure you have the essentials for back to school. So they are offering up this performance package, which includes all of this stuff, all right? So you get the Lawnmower 4.0, which is, it has more power and more ability than any trimmer out there, and maybe even more than it should have.
You can use it at the bottom of the ocean.
It's waterproof. It's powerful. It's got a light on. It's got all of this great stuff in it. You're also going to get the the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, which is great. The Crop Preserver deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, and then they're going to throw in 2 free gifts: Performance Boxer Briefs and the Shed Travel Bag, which is a very, very nice
thing.
The whole package is terrific. 20% off plus free shipping with the code X96 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping. But you got to enter the code X96 at manscaped.com. We have late-breaking news from the nursery. Mikkel is on the line. Hello, Mikkel. This is Gina's sister, Mikkel.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Are you at the hospital, Mikkel?
I am. Am I a terrible sister? I'm out here in the hall calling you guys. Why am I doing that?
Because we need to know.
Are you an aunt?
Of course I'm an aunt. I'm the aunt.
Well, she was an aunt before,
but are you an aunt two times over?
Many times over. I don't even know how many times over.
Did Gina have the baby?
Yes, we have a baby.
We've got a baby.
What is it? Is it human?
It's a human baby.
It appears to be human.
Did it come out wearing a little turban and those turned-up shoes?
No, but actually there's a funny story which I can relay.
Okay.
That Joe put in a soothing CD, and out come these sounds of all these monkey sounds, It's like a jungle CD.
Is it the rainforest? Is that what it was?
It's supposed to be, you know, nice, soothing labor and delivery music. And all of a sudden we hear this. And so then we're out in the hall talking to the doctor who's here. And it's not her regular doctor. And the nurse said, "Don't worry, this doctor's wonderful. In fact, last week or this summer, he delivered the baby orangutan up at the Hobo Zoo."
Oh.
So he's really good.
Yeah.
So Mikkel, it's a little girl. We knew that.
Yeah, Jonesy, she's 7'7".
Okay.
7 pounds, 7 ounces.
And you can braid her hair.
So she's not that huge.
But a lot of hair, though.
Huh.
But tons of hair.
Did we think she was going to be bigger than that?
She looked bigger than that.
Now.
What? She was huge. What are we talking? What are we mincing words for? Gina looked huge.
She looks beautiful.
Yes, all pregnant women are beautiful and huge. All right.
So 7 pounds, 7 ounces.
But she still is about 10 days early, so she's a good size.
Well, that's a good size.
And everything. And was it a hard delivery? Easy? Was it?
No, not a peep. Gina didn't say a word. Just 2 pushes and out she popped. It was quick.
The baby just slid right out.
Is that because she had the drugs, right? That's why she didn't make a peep,
yes.
right?
Her thumb was going crazy on the bolus. Absolutely.
I'm tired.
There you go. Get out of here.
Well, that's great
That's good news.
Great news. I just had to, she's probably going to kill me that I called you guys, but I had to do it.
No, I think she'll be happy you did.
Okay.
Thanks, Mikkel.
Okay, Alpha.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, tell her to just, relax or something.
Unless we Utahns are diligent, our taxes will be raised without our knowledge. Did you know that right now there's an organization who thinks they know better than you how to save Utah schools? This group wants to raise your taxes. Wouldn't you agree that's just not right? Well, so does Republican Representative Arthur McCarty from Roadside Table, Utah. He began the group opposed to the suggested 10-cent Jello tax. Citizens against People for Alternative Revenue Tax Income believe that not only is the proposed Jello tax wrong, it's also cost prohibitive. The state would have to establish a Jello commission and then open costly state-run Jello stores. Then it's only a matter of time before racketeers would begin smuggling in gelatin from neighboring states. Taxing green gelatin would also place an unfair burden on those people who mostly buy this product. Large LDS families, already on a tight budget, would end up paying for a greater portion of public education than would people with no children at all. And that's just not fair.
Hello, I'm Republican Representative Arthur McCarty. Please call your state legislatures and tell them to vote NO on the green Jello tax. It's time to get big government off our backs.
Paid for by Citizens Against People for Alternative Revenue Tax Income.
$6:23. Let's get this over with.
Now, I don't see that anybody's calling to check in with the Radio from Hell.
Nope. You don't have to tell us what we ought to do.
No.
You can just check in.
877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. Perhaps you'd like to tell us how much you enjoy Mill Creek coffee.
Ooh,
because, like a good neighbor, Mill Creek is there.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious Mill Creek coffee.
Indeed.
It's and they have early hours now. I think they open at 6:30.
Right.
Yeah. So let's officially begin the show, and then maybe, just maybe, someone will call 877-602-9696 and check in.
Yeah.
You could say, hello. It's a
That's
Mrs.
the only
Doubtfire
thing I remember
thing.
about, because of memes. That's the only.
Yeah.
Katrubis Dodge is now Young Dodge Layton. New name, same great service, selection of vehicles. See the selection online at youngchrysler.dodge.jeepram.com. Think young, think Layton.
The moon is getting pretty close to being full. 80.9% of full.
But can we see it?
The moon will rise today at 6:04 p.m. Today being Wednesday. It's the 18th day of August in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2021. Week 7, day 44 of our grand experiment of coming back into the studio, and we'll see how that goes. It's Bad Poetry Day.
Ooh.
National Bad Poetry Day.
Yeah.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. So Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy wuzzy.
Exactly.
That's a
Bad
bad. I don't think that's a
great
bad.
poem.
That's pretty bad. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Katie, for short, is our wonderful producer, who's been... you okay?
She's on the phone. She's good.
She's a little subdued the last couple of days. I don't know. And I know Miriam is here, and I don't know if anyone else is helping out, but there you go. So,
all right. Let's begin with, it looks like Jen is here.
Hi, Jen.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. Me and my family just hopped in the car. We're heading to Oregon, and I just wanted to check in and say hello, goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, what? Well,
what's a vacation?
Yep, last vacation before school starts.
Where do you go? Where are you going, Oregon?
Just the coastline. Today we're going to go to Cannon Beach, and then we're going to head down towards Newport.
Love Cannon Beach.
It's very popular. I'm hearing more and more people talking about Cannon Beach.
It's the only place that Todd Newcomb goes on vacation.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
The only place.
Well, he's the first person I heard about it from, but then I started to notice.
Oh, yeah, we've been there.
It's from the Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that,
right.
I guess. Now, you say today you're going to go to... Are you going to drive all the way there from, starting right now and then drive straight through?
Yep, we are.
That's smart, because I sure as hell ain't getting on a plane.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Not these
work,
days,
though.
man.
Well, Jen, have a good vacation. Please be safe out there, and we'll see you when you get back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Bye.
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 Let's go to Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Yes, very awake but on my way to work, I just wanted to call. I've tried calling a few times.
Uh-huh. And not been
successful? This is the first time I've got through.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did.
I called when you had Brandon Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I'm from Delta, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I related to that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go? Do you go to being from Delta? Do you go to Ashton's Burger Bar?
I did. I actually live in Utah County now.
Sorry.
And have for a while.
Okay.
But I can relate to that album a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I also had a very interesting experience with a coworker that I was going to tell you about the other day, but
go ahead.
I'll have to call back and not give you my name.
Oh,
I see.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, maybe it could be a thing that must go, and you could just say, please don't use my name, and then...
Very much so.
Okay. Send that.
Very
Email it to us.
Thank you.
I can do that.
Okay.
I will.
Well, have a lovely day at work. I'm not going to ask you where you work because I think that would be revealing too much.
Yes.
Yes, we do not want to uncover the veil of that story yet.
Yeah.
All right. Send it to us.
You teachers have to be careful. I know that.
To it. Yeah. I look forward to hearing it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ash.
See you later.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we have a mask update from teacher Emily.
Yes?
Out of 39 students in one of her classes, 2 had masks. Hopefully that will go up. 2 out of 39.
Kids, if your parents send you to school without a mask, first of all, they don't love you. Second of all, they have masks available at the school. You can just ask for them.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, kids, your freedoms.
Let's see. Ron the Carpenter checking in. Morning, it's Emilio. You know what you ought to do?
You know what you ought to do?
What? Huh?
Excuse everyone from work today.
Y'all can stay home. You have our permission.
Ashley, turn that car around.
Yes.
Go back home.
Let's see. Turning that car around in traffic might cause an accident. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 267. This is north of Center Street in Utah County, off to the right shoulder. And let's see. Signal problems all directions. Redwood Road at about 136 South in Riverton. Treat that as a four-way stop. If you see people turning around and you want to report them, you can just text us. Just make sure it's safe for you to do that. 33986. At University of Utah Health Plans, they provide medical and pharmacy services to meet you right where you are. Enroll today at uofuhealthplans.org.
All right. Big boy news and innuendo and things that must go, both in the same break, coming up after these. Stand by.
Farting is far from just a human problem. Animals fart too.
Well, yes. If they have digestive systems, it'll happen.
As the Washington Post reported, there's a new hashtag making the rounds through the science Twitterverse. Hashtag DoesItFart, which, as you may have guessed, is here to answer any and all questions about which animals are capable of passing gas.
Well, I would say just
Not
about
all.
any.
No, not all.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Part
there's a
of
spreadsheet.
digestion. If you digest.
Which animals cut the cheese?
Okay.
Well,
Okay, I don't know which ones do. I want to know the ones that don't.
tons do, of course. Bats, rats, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger they are, the harder they fart.
Of course.
Bear farts are horrible.
Rats, zebras, bearded dragons are among the creatures that fart. Birds, on the other hand, do not seem to pass gas. Birds.
That actually kind of makes sense.
But they could, let's see, marine invertebrates.
So you should eat like a bird so you don't fart?
Oysters, mussels,
Well,
crabs.
how would they fart?
I don't know.
They don't have a bum.
Well, they eliminate waste.
She said in the most scientific way possible.
They eliminate waste. They take in nutrients and eliminate waste. The hashtag has a purpose beyond making scientists giggle at their own handiwork. The paper explained whether or not a given animal farts is apparently a question that zoo employees often receive from kids who come to the zoo.
Well, yeah.
They ask the questions.
Kids would ask that.
If a little scatological humor keeps kids interested in biology, well, everybody wins. And if the hashtag DoesItFart has you jonesing for more internet things at the intersection of animals and potty humor, there's always... no, I don't think I can say that one. It's about animals with the weirdest genitalia. Okay.
Now, here's someone who's saying that birds fart because they've heard their cockatiel fart. I don't think you have.
What have you
maybe
heard
it's just
then?
making
I
a fart
think you've
sound.
heard it making a fart sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're mimicking you,
Probably
maybe?
imitating you
Yeah.
farting.
Yeah.
How did you woo, or how were you wooed by your current spouse? How did you know they were, quote, the one? Thank you for considering my question.
It was the neoprene bustier. That's how I knew.
You should tell people about them. Don't just say that.
That's how I knew she was the one. It was it was the neoprene bustier she was wearing. I went, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, that's the one right there.
We were at a live studio audience up at the Einstein's Bagels in Olympus Cove.
Mm-hmm.
And she was there with her friends. I have to credit Artie Fufkin, actually.
Really?
Because I sat there, and Artie overheard me. I was like, yeah, I want to go and ask her out. But I just... And what was great is that she just didn't care. She was having none of it. She was tired. She was dragged there by her friends. She didn't care. And Artie said, well, you know what you do. You pass her a note.
Like in school.
Like in school.
Yeah.
That's immediately what I said. What, like in school? He goes, yeah, pass her a note. And I did pass her the note. This is, I know this is weird, but, if you wouldn't mind, get coffee later.
Check this box,
yes or no? She still has the note.
Really?
Yeah. And it kind of went from there.
I was single at the time, and Mary Claire, my mother, said, well, are you dating anybody? No, I'm not dating. Well, are you? Are you talking to anybody? And I said, well, I've kind of been emailing with this guy from college.
For a year.
And she said, Joe Jones? She totally plucked his name out of the air. And I said, how did you know? And she said, because he was the best looking guy you went to school with. So Mary Claire knew he was the one before we ever went out on a date. We went out on a date and we were married 3 months later. It was, I guess you could say it was a year of wooing via email.
It took 3 months for his divorce to be final, right?
That's another story.
Hey, it is 6:36. Time now for, we got things that must go coming up right after this. Big Boy News and a Pinuendo, brought to you by.
Need to sell your car? Tim Daly Auto Group has a dedicated team of 7 that buys cars at Tim Daly Ford, Infinity, and all 3 Tim Daly Nissan locations.
The family of the late composer Jerry Herman. A lot of Broadway stuff.
Okay.
Reportedly selling a tomb that he bought. I guess, I don't know why he hasn't used it, but it's very near Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner.
Oh.
So you could buy this and be entombed next to very Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner adjacent.
How much?
$2 million.
Oh, jeez.
The living are invited to stake their claim to a final resting place next to Monroe and Hefner. A once-in-a-lifetime, after a lifetime,
yes,
price of $2 million. The crypt is adjacent to where it says here the 2 sex symbols. I don't know, how is Hugh Hefner a sex symbol? I don't think that's the case.
He's a symbol of sex.
He's also...
she is a sex symbol.
He is also... he also used Marilyn Monroe, and she was not compensated nearly for the way he used her.
No.
As a matter of fact, he was a dick. Jerry Herman, of course, best known for his work Hello, Dolly, and Le Cage aux Folles. He bought the tomb in 1997. When he died, he was laid to rest next to his mother in New Jersey.
Well, who paid for the other tomb?
What?
Why did they have that?
He bought it.
He bought
it.
So why didn't they put? I'm confused.
I think someone in the family said, "Let's put Jerry next to his mom." That's what.
But clearly, maybe he hated his mom. He didn't want to be there.
Well, and that's why you need to have a will. You got to have it written down. I got the tomb next to Marilyn. I want to go there.
I also think that it was a calculated financial decision on the part of the family. You know what? We can get a couple of mil out of this. So let's do that. So Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Apparently, he has not used deodorant in over 35 years. That's what he has said. He says, I don't see any need for it. I don't use it. I don't think I smell bad. Well, so does he smell bad?
Do
That's
we have
the question.
corroborating evidence?
Apparently we do.
Oh, good.
These
are the kind of hard-hitting stories that KSL is not going to cover.
Well, I don't want to get too heavy today. I think, it's Bad Poetry Day.
That's true.
So if there's too much depressing news, I'm not going to do depressing news today.
You're not?
No.
But there is depressing news today.
You can do it.
Oh,
I'm not going to do it. You go ahead and do it. No, Yvette Nicole Brown. She was in Tropic Thunder with McConaughey.
She's in Community. She's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for placing that. I couldn't.
She's very funny.
But she was in Tropic Thunder,
and she is the world's biggest Walking Dead fan.
Is she?
Yes, she is occasionally on that talk show.
So
Talking Dead.
Talking Dead.
So she was on some serious show, and she said, I remember that Matthew McConaughey said that he didn't use deodorant and that he didn't have an odor. Well, my first thought was, I'm going to get as close to him as I can
to investigate
and see if this is right. And you know what? He did. She said he did not have an odor. Mm-hmm. He smells like granola and good living. He has a sweet, sweet scent that's just him. It's not musty or crazy or anything like that.
No.
It's just nice.
Now, you experimented briefly.
A while ago.
For, I don't forget how long it was, a month or so.
When you went animal.
Yeah. So I didn't use deodorant. I did put, I forget, it was some organic product in my armpit.
Mm.
And it's really not the way
You
to
didn't
live.
smell like granola and good living?
No. No. And now, and if you get a whiff of me today, it's like, it's kind of like bread that's about to go over.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas.
Yep.
He's got the COVID. He's not. You can't wear masks in schools in Texas. We're open for business.
Mm-hmm.
To hell with all of this. Well, he's got the COVID.
And he's going to be fine because he's getting all of the treatments.
He's been vaccinated and he still got it. He said, I think that's probably why I don't feel very ill at all. I feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and so, I'm for vaccination. Get your vaccinations, but.
I love what some Texas school district has done. They've made masks part of the dress code.
I love that.
You can't wear spaghetti straps or mini skirts, and you must wear masks, and so it gets around the mandate thing. Well, no, this isn't a mandate. It's part of the masks are part of the dress code.
It's bad poetry today. Bad poetry day today. Little Peanut on the track. His heart was all aflutter. Along came old engine number 9.
Toot,
toot, toot, peanut butter.
That's a great
Thank
poem.
you.
You still have yet to tell us a bad poem.
Our friend Demetra is going to send you some bad poems.
Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall has signaled her intent to issue a mask mandate to schools in Utah's capital during a city council meeting on Tuesday afternoon. Yesterday, she suggested she believes she has the authority to do that regardless of the legislature. Damn them. The mayor cited the Delta variant of the coronavirus, which is much more contagious and therefore causing more cases in children compared to last year. And so she said the health crisis falls under an emergency, and that gives her the power to act as the mayor of Salt Lake. My biggest concern right now is with the health of our unvaccinated school kids who are about to start class in the Salt Lake School District without anything in place to protect them from the pandemic. She noted that a vaccine has not been approved for kids under the age of 12, and schools across the country have quarantined thousands of students already or moved to online learning already just mere days after having opened. Schools in Salt Lake are set to start next week. Now, she said, I believe she said something about city attorneys have looked into it, and they believe she has the legal right to do this. Evacuations were lifted in Parley's Canyon and after the rain yesterday, helped douse that fire and bring it under control. Authorities in Salt Lake and Summit counties lifted all evacuation orders. Residents in Lambs Canyon, Pine Brook, Timberline, and Summit Park were let back into their homes around 7 p.m. Now there's still some hot spots up there,
but the rain helped for sure.
Now there was a teacher down in Lehigh, down in Utah County, and she has been placed on leave, and she is under investigation after a video taken by some kid in the class features her going on and on and on about a lot of different things.
I was going to say, I've not heard what she said. I've just seen the fallout around it.
She said, among other things, was a 4-minute video. The teacher, Leah Kenyon, first she's talking about COVID-19 vaccines. I would be super proud of you if you chose to get the vaccine.
Okay,
she said to her class, we'll just keep getting variants over and over until people get vaccinated. It could end in 5 seconds if people would just get vaccinated. Well, she's on pretty she's on pretty good ground there.
She's not wrong.
Probably not anything there that would give anybody pause to put her on leave. But then she said, you know what, I hate Donald Trump.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have gone
I'm going to say it. I don't care what you think. Trump sucks. Now, again, this may be true.
But probably not for a teacher to say in a class.
And then she went on to say...
Leave that to us, teacher.
And then she went on to say, don't tattle on me to the freaking administration. They don't give a crap. Then she said... Most of your parents are dumber than you, and they don't need to do anything that their parents say or believe what they believe. At least one student can be heard kind of debating with the teacher. It's not clear exactly what the student said, but in response, the teacher, Ms. Kenyon, said, you know, you can believe what you want to believe, but keep it quiet in here because I'm probably going to make fun of you. That's pathetic that you think that, she said in the video. You're the problem with the world, she said to the student.
Wow.
This is
went a little far.
Has gone,
Yeah.
Went a little far.
I think she...
I mean, I've been asked not to speak at my alma mater, Spanish Fork High School, for less than that. All right?
She also went on to talk about LGBTQ issues and say, you need to be kind to people who are of different persuasions, and if I find you're saying anything bad about the LGBTQ community, I will open a can. She didn't say whoop ass, but that's what she meant.
Yeah.
I will open a can and I will make your life a living hell.
She's gone a little far.
A little far, yeah. Again, leave this stuff to us, teacher. All right? Let us take care of that.
And let's see, one more. I'm trying not to be too heavy here.
All right.
How about 8 tips for better car sex?
Well, that's a list.
I can give you one.
Okay. The best one.
Okay, the best one is, the best tip for better car sex is tint your windows.
Please. Please tint your windows.
Make sure the windows of your car are tinted. All right.
Get it the legal tint.
Yeah.
You know.
That's not that's the news. I mean, I could tell you about the Taliban and what's going on there.
No.
Okay, we won't even do any of that because, by God, who wants to know what's going on in the world after all anyway?
Yeah. Conversely, a text here, my daughter's teacher at Granger went off on how Trump is a hero and the best president we ever had. When I complained, the administration ignored me. Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, that's, again, know your audience.
I guess. Sports, weather, traffic.
Brett Favre says, don't let your kids play football.
Him in very important sports.
He's warning parents about the dangers of concussions. He says you shouldn't let kids under 14 play tackle football. He says he's had a bunch of them. That's maybe why he's turned into kind of a weird, crazy adult.
That's why I take my advice from a guy who sends a picture of his junk to a female reporter.
I blame the concussions.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it.
Let's see. That's brought to you by Big O Tires. The anniversary sale going on now. Save up to $150 off Big O brand tires at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires, the team you trust. Weather, thunderstorms and showers likely throughout the day today, and much cooler than it has been. Like, let's see, it's 66 right now. It's only going to warm up to about 71 for a high today. Tomorrow, how about a high of 68?
Really?
It won't even make it to 70.
That's not right.
No, Carrie, it's good. It's fine.
Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining.
Oh, that's weather. Traffic, we've got, let's see, crash northbound I-15. Oh, that's in Cedar City. You don't need to worry about that one. I mean, if you're headed to Cedar City, but crash northbound I-15, 2100 north on-ramp in Lehigh. That one's probably affecting folks that are listening to us right now. If you see something, you can text us like this person said, power's out near Hill Air Force Base in Layton and Clearfield. The lights to get into the entrance are out. Expect delays through that area. Another friend of the program says it's really windy on the east side of Ogden this morning. Thank you for sending those updates in. Oh, here's another one. Accident northbound I-15 in Bluffdale. No police yet. Left 3 lanes blocked. Those all coming in via text at 33986.
Okay. Things that must go now, brought to you by.
You want a better deal? Go see Strong. Strong Volkswagen. Want a lifetime warranty? Go see Strong. Car washes, no charge. Go see Strong. Get details and unlock stronger pricing at strongvw.com.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You just they're just upsetting to you. Sometimes there are things that make you mad. Sometimes it's things that make you sad. And sometimes it's things that just irritate you. Well, whatever, you send them to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line. We'll read them, and maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll make you feel better. And maybe it'll even make them disappear from your life. I'll start today. I have one of my own. Every morning, almost every morning, the same thing. I start to pull out of my driveway, and my headlights cast a shadow on some shrubs in such a way that it makes it look like there's a cat running across my driveway. Every morning I go, it's a cat. Oh, no, it's that shadow. It's the cat. Oh, no, it's a shadow.
Well, you better stop, because one of these days it might be the cat.
I know. Well, this morning I saw the shadow again, and it's funny. It happens every morning. And I went, that's just a shadow. That's not the cat.
Oh, yeah. See, you do that, and it's going to be the cat.
Yeah. This one from Please Don't Use My Name. My terrible boss for threatening my job if I didn't attend a team meeting during my vacation.
No.
As he said, it's about attitude and enthusiasm. Do you want to be here or not?
On vacation?
My terrible boss who put me on probation for working only business hours. Is this because I'm not finishing my assigned projects on time? No. It's because I'm slacking off on my work? No. It's because terrible boss wants my physical presence in the office just in case he might think of something he needs done immediately at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. And finally, job hunting must go. Thanks for letting me listen. This one, I listen to the show via podcast, and my thing that must go is an ad that plays when I listen to your show. The ad starts off with, spring is here.
Needs to be updated.
Spring is most certainly over. I might suggest, thanks for letting me listen. Austin is the guy's name who sent this. And Gina, I'm dying for a new episode of Remain Seated.
Oh, nice.
Regardless of who your co-host is. I mean, I'd love to have it be Festus, but I understand that might be difficult.
Oh, nice.
New one now.
Yeah, well, there's a new one up. Hasn't been a new one in a year, so.
And this one, go ahead and use my name. Greetings and salutations. These are things that must go. Bindweed, back pain, green golf courses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, radio from hell not being allowed to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pets getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Bill's health problems.
Mm-hmm.
What? Listen, I'm going to be fine. Okay? I'll be just fine. That's love, Sid. Gary?
All right. First one from my dear wife, Suzanne. The mom I saw at the store that was wearing a mask, thank you, but their clearly under 12-year-old was not wearing one.
Oh.
Get the kid a mask. All right. This one from Neil. What must go is me waiting so long to accept that I'm genderqueer. I'm 32, and I wish I would have done it earlier. I'm learning so much more about me each day and how much I actually love myself. So much of the anxiety that I felt over the years has melted away, and I feel my confidence growing as well.
Oh, good.
Way to go, Neil. Let's see, this one from Candace. Let's see. You've helped me so much already with previous must-go lists. Most of them have left my life, but I have a few more job search-related things that absolutely must go. Listing a job as remote, but then saying you have to live in a certain city. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of remote position? Texting on the job, it just feels unprofessional. Aren't email or a phone call more appropriate?
Yes.
Oh, I see, between workmates.
Yes.
Okay. Not even getting an interview for a job I'm highly qualified for. And the unrelenting rejection of searching for a job for 6 months. It's exhausting. Candace. This one from a concerned sister.
Okay.
Hello, my thing that must go is self-centered people who cheat in a relationship.
Oh.
If you're unhappy, speak up and grow a pair to end that relationship. I'd rather be dumped than cheated on, as well as cheaters who try to mentally manipulate their way back into a relationship by making the victim feel that it's their fault. Sincerely, a concerned sister.
Amen.
And this one from Lucas, things that must go. The neighbors at my new house using our full trash can to dispose of their fireworks crap.
This won't end badly, I'm sure.
The least they could do is take the damn bin to the curb for us if they're going to fill it up the week that we move in. There we go.
Let's see, this from Nathan. Things that must go. Kids crawling into your bed at night. Well, I don't mind
well,
it's maybe they're scared. There's a storm last night.
Maybe it's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
Go sleep in your own bed. Expensive equipment with cheap parts. Nathan says, I'm a professional photographer in southern Utah. I bought a $500 tripod, and but the feet of the tripod are cheap, and they keep sliding off the cliff when I'm trying to take pictures. Also, kids' YouTube. It should die, so I don't have to hear every dumb YouTube video targeted for kids again. This from, please don't use my name. Good morning, lords and lady. Dental health insurance not being handled like medical because of the low amount of dental coverage per year and high costs. It's not just a copay. Too many people neglect or postpone needed work.
Yes.
Let's see. When Radio from Hell has well-deserved time off, I always end up running late. I tell time by your segments every morning. But when you're off, there's no concept of time. Maybe there could be announcements of time between best ofs. Katie, maybe that's something we could do?
No.
No?
No. Can't do it.
Oh.
We just can't.
Okay.
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 We do not have that ability.
So you'll need to get a watch,
Sorry.
I guess. This from our friend. I say her name wrong every time. In my mind, I want to say Talia, but it's Talia. Talia Keys.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Talia. Now, Talia has a list here, and there's an adjective in front of everything that I'm going to read to you that I'm not going to read.
All right.
It's the same adjective in front of every one of these.
What does it start with?
It starts with the letter M.
M. Okay.
All right.
So Talia says M, QAnon mommy bloggers. M, multi-level marketing.
Oh, I know. It's a long epithet, isn't it?
Yeah. M, multi-level unaffordable apartment complexes that all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
M, misogyny. M, hatred of queer people.
Mm-hmm.
M, racism. And then finally just the M.
All of those.
All of those.
M's.
All of the M's.
Yeah.
Ers.
All right.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Traffic. Let's see. Spanish Fork Canyon, there's a crash. US 6 at milepost 198. Looks like northbound I-15, 2100 north on-ramp in Lehigh. There's a crash there as well. A friend of the program sent this in. Accident northbound I-15 in Bluffdale. 3 left lanes are blocked there. If you could give us some more information where that is, that would be helpful. And also another friend of the program says power is out near Hill Air Force Base in Layton and Clearfield. The lights to get into the entrance are out. Expect delays through that area. Katrubis Dodge is now Young Dodge in Layton. New name, same great service and selection of vehicles. See the selection online at YoungChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Think Young, think Layton.
All right, thank you. KXRK Provo, we will be back. We got round one of your boners coming up, big boy news and opinionuendo, and get your questions ready for Dr. Cobble.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be here at 7:50.
Yeah, things are changing all the time in the COVID world. So
you mean they're lying to us, Bill?
No.
Oh.
No, what I meant was things are changing all the time in the COVID
because that's how
world.
science works. Yeah. Well, you say one thing and then later you... Well, that's how science works because we're learning. All right. We'll have that for you coming up. Stand by.
Why do you discount bird flu?
Because that sounds too nice. It's going to be...
How about avian flu? You feel better about avian flu?
That's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it sounds... I don't know.
Swine flu. You think swine flu?
The Hong Kong flu. The Asian flu. What was the one that there was the big epidemic?
The Spanish flu.
Was it the one? Was that the one that killed a lot of people in the early part of the century? I mean, really, in America, it killed hundreds of people. That sounds meaner. Spanish flu.
Don't you laugh at the? You're gonna remember we have a storage room in our house. It's full of toilet paper, just in case.
Because it causes such horrible diarrhea.
You're gonna run out of stuff, and you're gonna come knocking on my door.
I need toilet paper.
Is that the first thing you grab when you loot the store?
when you
loot the store,
not
you run to the toilet
water,
paper,
not medicine.
Yeah,
because you don't think about toilet
Help!
paper.
Yeah.
I've got coffee filters. I don't need.
I've got coffee filters.
Yeah, you don't need toilet paper if you've got plenty of coffee filters.
That'll stop up your pipes. Don't put coffee filters.
Well, I'm
in
not
there.
flushing them.
Well, I think isn't all. Won't the sewage plants shut down?
Yeah.
Because
why would plumbing stop?
Well, because there won't be anybody to operate the plumbing, the sewage plants.
It'll work for a time.
For a time, but pretty soon, a post-apocalyptic world, if plumbing goes too,
I don't know, when the power's out, my toilet works.
I don't know.
It's not an electric toilet.
It will work for a while. I took a class on surviving the zombie apocalypse. They talked about this.
What did they say?
Your toilets will be okay for a while, but then the sewage treatment plant stops treating sewage because there's nobody there.
Yeah. It'll back up.
Then it'll back up, and it'll be eventually. You'll be able to go for a while.
Things get ugly. You watch The Walking Dead.
That's why
they never really address where they go to the bathroom.
They don't.
Do you know what they don't address? Periods.
Oh. No, they have because when they've been stealing when they were stealing stuff from a store when they were looting. Yeah.
See, I'm good because I had the hysterectomy, so that is one thing I don't have to worry about.
Is that why you had it?
So you're ahead. You're
My
ahead.
doctor said you don't need this. I'm like, no, in the apocalypse, I don't want to deal with having a period, so take it out.
I call this poem, I Hate X96. I can ride the wildest bronco in the wild and woolly west. I can take him, I can break him, let him do his level best. I can handle any cattle, ever wore a coat of hair. Hell, I've even had to tussle with a mean old grizzly bear. But there's one thing I can't handle, it nearly makes me sick. I gotta listen to that god-awful music just to hear my poems on X96. Oh, it's nice of Carrie and Bill to play my poems on the radio, but God, that music they put on about makes my lunch chunks blow. Who are these violent femmes? Their songs just make me sick. And then there's that Morrissey, a whining limey prick. When that 9-inch nails feller sings closer, it makes me feel mighty mean. And them two cute boys from Eraser are the biggest sissies I've ever seen. Give me country music from Bocephus, from Merle, and from Willie. I don't want no caterwauling from The Cure, or bands with names that are downright silly, like Hoodoo Gurus, Gene Loves Jezebel, Weezer, and Ween, and MC 900-Foot Jesus. Jesus, what the hell does that mean? I wish I could do my cowboy poems on a station with good old boys what plays country tunes, instead of that X96 with its long-haired, earring-wearing, sissified, sushi-eating, devil-worshipping goons. There is one good thing about X96. Heed my words if you wanna. At least them immoral bastards don't play them skank hooer songs by Madonna. I'm Conway Skinner.
The thing that's not funny about that is that was an old disaster in Haiti.
Yeah,
that wasn't the most recent
Haiti's
disaster.
Yeah.
You know, it's Bad Poetry Month or Day.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Poetry Day.
Do you have another bad poem?
Little Johnny, full of gore, nailed his sister to the door.
Ooh.
His mother said, "My dear, that's quaint, but Johnny, you'll spoil the paint."
I have not heard that one before.
There's a texter with one.
Yeah.
He says, I think it was Shel Silverstein. Little Sister Nell fell down the family wishing well.
Yeah, it is.
She's there yet, 'cause it killed her. Now we have to buy a filter.
Yep.
Okay.
It is Shel.
All right. Again, none of these are bad, I think.
Bad poetry.
So Muhammad, 13-year-old Muhammad.
Your son.
Yes. Has finally moved downstairs to Festus's old teenage bedroom.
He's a big boy.
He's down there where you can't hear what he's doing.
Yeah. And when Festus was home last week, he went downstairs and he was a little jealous of Muhammad's room. See, when Festus was there, it was just his same, like, little kid childhood room stuff. Muhammad's is kind of more sophisticated. We got him a new bed frame. And
he's the only 14-year-old I know that has a velvet smoking jacket.
Wow.
Festus walked in and he's like, I don't know why this is what he thought, but he said, this looks like it could be Hugh Jackman's room. Like it's a fancy man room.
Yeah,
it's a manly, this isn't a kid's room.
He's got a humidor in there. No cigars in it, because, you know.
Well, because part of what he wanted was a fountain.
He wanted a fountain?
Like a little desktop
water feature
one, you know, to fall asleep to, the little.
All right.
Or, you could just have a sound machine.
Yeah. So now that he's in the basement, he has his own bathroom because he's in the basement. There's a bathroom in the
lucky
basement.
fella.
And I walked in there yesterday, And the toilet paper is off the toilet paper roll with the roll of toilet paper just sitting on the floor. And the little middle part of the toilet paper holder is not there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
you can make a bong out of that. You know?
I said, Mohammed, where is the little...
The core.
Yeah, of the
cardboard core of the toilet paper.
No, not the cardboard core, the metal part.
The thing. I gotcha. Okay.
And he said, "Oh, I'll find it." And he's walking around the basement looking for it. I'm like, "Why would that be anywhere other than the bathroom?" And he said, "Oh, it's fun to play with the spring."
It's spring loaded.
Yeah, it's got the spring.
Yeah, and you can shoot it across the room.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now that he has his own bathroom,
he needs to do something while he's sitting there.
What do you mean you're playing with the toilet paper holder? He's like, "I'll find it." I'm like, "Oh."
Well, you won't let me be on the phone when I'm sitting there.
No. So this morning, let me back up.
Okay.
Jonesy has been into Walking Dead lately.
Okay.
As we've talked about. Well, now Mohammed has started watching it.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if this is the result. So this morning, I went downstairs to the basement because that's where we keep the dog food. I feed Riley before I leave.
You keep the dog food and your son.
Yeah, in the basement. And I peek in his room, and he's not in there. Like, oh, where?
Okay.
Okay, and I look on the couch in the he's not on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start getting worried. I come upstairs, I'm looking, and then I think, I bet he's up in his old room, which is right next to our room upstairs.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he's curled up in a blanket in his old room. And I'm wondering if he got scared.
Yeah, he got scared.
Because of Walking Dead.
Because of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm sure that was it.
Because I told him, he's like, he said, "Can I get the Netflix password because I want to start watching Walking Dead?" I said, "Are you sure you want?" He's like, "I can handle it."
Now what you so now what you say? You made your decision.
You have to stay.
You stay in the basement. I don't care how scared you are. I don't care what noise it. I don't care the noise. If you smell smoke, I don't care.
You stay in the
basement.
But I have to admit, it kind of made me like happy mom thing. Like,
you're just lucky he didn't crawl into bed with you.
No,
he thought about it.
I could see him hovering by the door, going, "Maybe no, I'll just go in here and lay down on the floor."
Interesting.
I'll be safe in here.
I'll be curious.
There's no zombies. Zombies can't walk upstairs. Everybody knows that.
I had a room in the basement as well, and that's just where they put me. I didn't have a choice, and the basement was never really finished, so there were 2x4 studs, and, I think there was a wall on my bedroom, but that's about it. No.
Were you scared down there?
Yes, all the time. And I was not uncommon to wake up finding a spider crawling across my face.
Oh, jeez.
Not uncommon at all. But the word was, "No, you stay in the basement. That's where that's your room.
That's your spot."
Well, there is a bedroom upstairs next. That's your sister's.
No. See, I would have been fine with Mohammed never moving downstairs. He's the one that wanted to move down there, but I have to admit, I was just a little bit happy that he was curled up on the floor next.
All part of the process.
Well, do one or the other. Say you have to stay down there, or say that's it, mister. We're moving everything back up here. You gotta be draconian, and you gotta be mean about it. Not that's cute.
And this is honest. Find on YouTube a making of Walking Dead documentary.
See, they're just people.
So he can see that it's makeup and how they do it, and it's less.
Okay, that's a good idea.
One other quick bit of advice too. If he's going to stay in the basement, find a place where you can buy some spiders.
Yeah.
Buy some spiders, let them loose.
Just
You don't need to buy them; they're free.
Well, I don't know. Not in Gina's house.
All right.
Okay, front of the program says accident northbound I-15 mile marker 267 before University Parkway exit in Orem. No lanes closed, but major slowing from looky-loos. That was a very professionally texted
Thank you.
Traffic report from a friend of the program at 33986. Looks like there's quite a few people without power up north. Rocky Mountain Power says over 6,300 customers without power. This is north of Salt Lake, up into Ogden, Layton, that area. So if you encounter traffic lights that are out, treat those as four-way stops. I don't have any accidents to report as far as that goes, but just be aware of that.
All right, thank you.
Here we go. Boners round 1. These are the candidates you'll be considering. Boner candidate number 1. Yeah, the Brits. You know they love their beans. Boner candidate number 2. If you're losing sleep over family being stuck in Kabul, might I suggest My Pillow?
Oh.
Is this real? I kind of thought it was. Okay.
No, I believe there is audio of it.
Okay. Well, I'll look for it.
And boner candidate number 3. Anything to make a buck.
All right. Boners round 1. Big boy news. All coming up after these. BigOTires.com.
They are the team you trust, Big O Tires. And I say that so matter of factly, but it's true.
Yeah.
You can trust Big O Tires.
I mean, they've been around for how long, Gina?
Almost 60 years.
Almost 60 years.
This is their anniversary sale that's going on.
They've always been there for me.
They are having this anniversary sale. You can save up to $150 on Big O brand tires. That's through September 6th. And don't forget, Big O Tires has the lowest price on every tire every day. You get Goodyear, you get Michelin, Cooper, Pirelli, and more. And when you walk into the Big O showroom, just appreciate the smell of vulcanized rubber. I really like that smell. Get to know the Big O Tire guys in your neighborhood, and I'm sure there's one very close to you. They're all over the Wasatch Front. You can find the nearest Big O Tire store by going to their website, bigotires.com.
I was thinking today how much just this moment of one of our interns, the organized intern, Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her.
For what?
As my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what?
Well,
do you have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
Yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes. As a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. It would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it. See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to be on the receiving end of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah,
things like that.
You would end up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here. But speaking as someone who has an assistant,
What do you need an assistant for?
Here we go. I feel bad having her do things.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her?
I do.
Then don't feel bad. That unless she's the sort of person who goes, okay, I'll get right on that,
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, if it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right.
See,
right, Chief. As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
How do you find that?
That's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah
because my assistant Nicole, I like her. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need. It just anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her.
And you would. And
maybe
eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just for fun?
Okay, 7:21 right now. It is time for round one of your boners. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one should go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Winning here does not make it boner of the day. Round 2 comes up at 8:20. We do this again with 3 more candidates, 3 different ones. And we get a winner there. And we take both of our winners and put them against each other. And you will decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. That's when boner fight happens. All right, that's when you'll vote for boner of the day. Right now, send one of these 3 from this round 1 forward. 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it, Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Yeah, the Brits, they love their beans. The police department in Waverley, a borough in southeast England, is investigating a rash of baked bean-related crimes in the village of Wanrish. That's right. Baked bean-related crimes. Local officers have received reports of incidents in Wanrish where beans and other food has been poured onto residents' front doors and cars overnight.
So this isn't just targeted at one person, it's all over.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, the victims are understandably distressed by this unacceptable behavior. The Facebook post also included an image of 4 4 empty bean cans, presumably discarded by the perpetrators, and a photo of some unfortunate local's bean-drenched driver's side door. Who's ever doing this? Yes, this is a horrid crime. It's a waste of good beans, for one thing.
It's a mess.
The Waverly police say that officers will continue to patrol the area and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Boner candidate number 1. The Brits love their beans. Here's boner candidate number 2. If you're losing sleep over family stuck in Kabul, might I suggest My Pillow? Did you find it, by the way?
I can't find it isolated. I'm getting the whole episode or, a 5-minute segment. So
Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Now, Sean Hannity does live ads, as do we. And he does ads for My Pillow. And often he'll be talking about something in his mind important and then segue into a live commercial. And here's what he did August 17th, the premiere edition, Premiere Radio Network, The Sean Hannity Show.
Here, Carrie, I found an isolated one.
Where'd you send?
I'm going to DM it to you.
How would you, here's what he said. Should I wait?
No, go ahead.
Here's what he said. How would you like to be in Kabul today? As an American, you can't get to the airport? Where are you thinking your life is headed? Well, if you're one of those family members, I'll bet you're not sleeping. I don't even think My Pillow can do it. MyPillow.com. That's where I go. I fall asleep faster. I stay asleep longer. These are going to be a lot of sleepless nights for many of our fellow Americans.
Here's a short 30-second.
How would you like to be in Kabul today as an American and you can't get to the airport? Where are you thinking your life is headed? If you're one of those family members, I bet you're not sleeping. I don't even think My Pillow can do it.
Jeez.
MyPillow.com, that's where I go. I fall asleep faster. I stay asleep longer. These are going to be a lot of sleepless nights for so many of our fellow Americans. You got to get them home.
What an ass.
Jeez.
What an ass. Boner candidate number 2. If you're losing sleep over a loved one stuck in Afghanistan, might I suggest MyPillow.com.
There you go.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Anything to make a buck.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinnuendo brought to you by.
For a limited time, get a professional AC tune-up or AC diagnostic service for only $39 with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE.
Well, happy to Mae West. Mae West, born on this day in probably around 1893. Although accounts differ. Variety covered her vaudeville appearances starting in 1911, describing her as a cyclonic young singer. So I guess means a singer who's hitting the stage like a cyclone in shows like the Big Gaiety Review. In 1912, Variety had to discreetly describe her specialty act in Philadelphia, which was called a muscle dance in a sitting position.
A muscle dance?
It's all in the way she does it, and her way is all her own.
Does she want you to come up and see her sometime?
Yeah, that doesn't provide a lot of clues, but the phrase, her way is all her own, sums up her style and her work. Mae West took charge of her life and her career, which was very rare for that time. She challenged taboos by dealing with sex in a comic way. When Americans' Puritan streak was in full flower, her frank and bawdy humor opened doors for subsequent generations of comics, and she was always in the driver's seat with her career, never beholden to anyone. And, most of what we see of Mae West, at least as I recall, are in old films like with W.C. Fields and things like that, and she's kind of beyond her prime. But she's still playing that character, And I remember thinking, what did people see in her? But then you look at pictures of her when she was just starting out, and it's like, oh.
You get it?
Yeah. Anyway, Mae West, born on this day in August 17th in probably 1893. Speaking of stars, this is somebody I look at and I don't get. Daniel Craig.
What do you mean you don't get him?
I don't. So many people find him attractive, and I look at him and I go, no, I don't get that.
Attractive doesn't mean good looking. Attractive means there's something. There's some quality about him.
I still don't get that. I don't get it, but he just doesn't do much for me. But he has revealed that he has no plans to leave any inheritance to his children. He finds the practice of inherited money distasteful. Dad, he says, I don't want to leave great sums to the next generation. I think inheritance is quite distasteful. My philosophy is get rid of it or give it away before you go. He added, isn't there an old adage that if you die a rich person, you have failed? I don't know.
He's spending your inheritance, kids.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Yeah, leave a. We're not asking for all of it, Dad, but some.
I earned it, and I'm going to spend it. Let's see the.
He is my favorite James Bond, though.
Is he your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
1 in 5 intensive care units in the United States has reached or exceeded 95% of capacity.
Wow!
Because of COVID.
So I hope
Governor,
nobody has heart attacks or car accidents or any other things that send people to the ICU.
Governor Greg Abbott of Texas has tested positive for COVID-19. His office says he is fully vaccinated and has no symptoms to speak of. Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee, a Republican, will allow parents to opt out of mask mandates in school. And the Biden administration has decided that most Americans should get a coronavirus booster shot.
I want to talk to Dr. Cobble about this. We'll have him on.
He's coming up in about 20 minutes, so get your questions ready.
I don't understand why we should even wait. I mean, why not just go get one now?
I read an article that said you need to give your immune system some time between the last one you had. That just having them, there's a reason why spreading them out is better for you.
And they're saying 8 months.
Yeah, I'd have to look at my card. I don't know.
My last shot was on April 1st.
On Tuesday, Utah reported 983 new COVID-19 cases since the previous day for a total of 447,771. And also, in the last 28 days, people who are unvaccinated were at 5 times greater risk of dying from COVID and being hospitalized than before. So, Utah, severe weather hitting the Salt Lake area last night, and there was flash flooding. There's been power outages up north, I guess.
Turn off your sprinklers for a few days, okay? Turn them off.
The severe weather was responsible also for helping with the fire in Parleys Canyon, and people were able to, who'd been evacuated, have been able to go back home. Afternoon thunderstorms in southern Utah produced winds up to 51 miles an hour, and there was some reported flash flooding. Utah, this is weird. A car fell off of a ledge and plunged 600 feet into Lake Powell.
Really?
Yeah. So teams of people helped recover a body from that car. The vehicle had been missing since September of 2020 and was found due to the lake's receding waters. Garfield County Sheriff's deputies, along with park rangers and volunteers, extricated a body from the vehicle on Monday. It was near the Haight Marina. No word in this story as to who it was, but it was a car that had been reported missing. So presumably it was, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was not an accident.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think it was murder either.
Not murder?
No. A Utah woman who has been accused of participating in the breach of the Capitol on January 6th, has pleaded not guilty. She is the, sixth Utah or something like that?
Making us proud.
Janet West Bueller was arrested in Salt Lake City in July after federal prosecutors charged her with 5 counts involving the storming of the Capitol. Bueller and her stepson-in-law, retired Salt Lake City police officer Michael Lee Hardin, were allegedly at the Capitol that day, according to a statement of facts written by an FBI agent and filed in federal court. Bueller's charges include knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building without lawful authority, disorderly or disruptive conduct in a restricted building, and other charges of that ilk. Oh, she's the 7th person from Utah arrested in connection with the January 6th riot.
These are all patriots, Bill.
Yeah. So Mike Pence, former vice president of the United States.
You remember him?
He and his wife, Karen, mother have left Washington, D.C., and they've bought themselves a lovely house in Indiana. Property records reveal that the house is a 7-bedroom, 7.5 bathroom house.
Why do they need 7 bedrooms? They don't have any kids at home anymore.
It appears that they offered more than the asking price. It was originally listed at $1.8 million. The home was listed on April 1st. The former VP, placed an offer a week later. The sale closed in May. Mm-hmm. And so, it's going to be difficult if there are 7 rooms in this house. Mm-hmm. And Mike can't be alone.
Right.
The house is.
Could be a problem.
The house is situated on 5 acres of land. It spans over 10,000 square feet. There's a beautiful swimming pool and a spiral staircase leading up to the 2nd level. A formal dining room, a study with wood paneling.
But Bill, Obama had a 60th birthday party.
Yeah.
All right.
We can't have that.
There's a bar. There's a bar.
Well,
in
he
the
shouldn't
house.
have a bar.
No.
There's a beautiful kitchen.
He's just happy to be out of Washington, D.C. because the chance of hang Mike Pence are not heard.
There's an indoor basketball court.
Yeah.
A weight room.
But there were celebrities at Obama's party, Bill.
I know.
All right.
Covered patio and barbecue area. Lovely pool. Mike Pence, former vice president, soon to run for president, Mike Pence.
You think?
I don't think so.
You don't think?
No.
Think he'll just stay?
Not the new GOP.
He'll just stay retired?
Yeah, not with this GOP. He's not welcome.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because he wasn't brave enough, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Weather traffic.
Okay, so hearing from friends of the program about weather, actually. Got hail by my house, one of them says. Someone else says, raining, windy up Parley's, Mountain Dell, really hard right now. It's raining down here in downtown Salt Lake, and it's nice. Isn't that nice for a change? We're going to have that all day today. Chance of thunderstorms and showers, 70% today, and only going to get up to 71 for a high. Tomorrow, high of 68. That will feel very nice. Traffic/power outage reports. About 7,000 people without power. Ogden, Kaysville, Centerville, that sort of area. So if you encounter traffic lights out, treat those as 4-way stops, please. Stalled vehicles southbound I-15, 33rd South off-ramp in South Salt Lake. Eastbound right lane closed there. We also have a crash northbound I-15, 148 South in Bluffdale. 2 left lanes are being affected there. Signal problems all directions. Geneva Road at 8 South in Orem. Treat that as a 4-way stop. And like I said, if you see power outage or accident you think friends of the program need to know about, or even weather issues, you can, like this person, it's windy as HE double hockey sticks today.
The show's called Radio from Hell. You can send that.
Oh, it's there. We're changing it to Radio from HE double hockey sticks.
877-602-9696 is our phone number, and our text line is 33986. It's time to buy a new Honda from your Utah Honda dealers. 0% APR financing. See UtahHondaDealers.com.
Oh, by the way, the bar, it's a milk bar.
Oh, okay.
Milk bar. As boner candidate number 3, anything to make a buck, huh? Federal prosecutors have accused a Chicago pharmacist of selling more than 100 COVID-19 vaccination cards on eBay.
Wow.
Sang Zhao of Chicago appeared in federal court. The pharmacist is Sang Zhao. He was indicted for theft of government property. According to court documents, Mr. Zhao sold 125 authentic CDC vaccination cards to 11 different buyers at approximately $10 per card. He was a licensed pharmacist in the state of Illinois, employed at a company called a pharmacy which distributed and administered COVID-19 vaccines, and just anything to make a buck. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, you know, the Brits love their beans. A British village is on the lookout for a vandal who pours beans on people's cars and on their front doors. Boner that's dastardly. Boner candidate number 2, if you're losing sleep over family members stuck in Kabul, might I suggest MyPillow.com. Yes, Sean Hannity ham-fistedly plowing his way into a commercial for MyPillow, using people losing sleep over their families who are in danger. What a moron. And boner candidate number 3, anything to make a buck.
Okay, this is round 1 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one should go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Because boner of the day doesn't happen now. This is round 1. Round 2 happens at 8:20. We do this again. We get another winner there. We take both winners, put them against each other. Boner of the day happens at 9:20. That's when you'll vote. Right now, we need to send one of these 3 candidates forward from this round 1. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's one way to vote. Another way to vote is you can call the producer's booth and just voice your vote to Katie at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting August 18, 2021, and vote there. Now, as soon as we award the boner, that's your cue to call in, line up, and get your questions ready for Dr. Cobble. The COVID situation is always changing, and he'll be ready to answer your questions coming up as soon as we award round 1 of your boners.
I'd like to show you something, Gina.
What do you got?
Let me get it here.
And everybody else can look in.
Yes.
What?
Something furry. Oh, it's a... I can't tell.
What is it?
It looks like something that my cat coughed up. What is that? Can't tell what it is.
How much money if I eat it?
Wait a minute. Wait, let's see it again. That does not look edible.
It looks like hair.
It does, doesn't it?
What is
it?
How much if I eat it?
$5.
$5 to eat it?
I'll give you $5.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Ready?
That's disgusting.
What?
And it kind of dissolves in your mouth, doesn't
You
it?
seem to be enjoying it, whatever
What
it
is it?
A little bit.
What?
Pork foo.
Pork
Which
foo.
is what? What is pork foo?
It's essentially just pork jerky that's just been shredded.
Shredded,
very
yeah.
So it looks like lint.
So that wasn't such a dare.
No.
I owe you $5.
$5.
Where do you get pork foo?
At the Asian store.
Now, are you supposed to just enjoy it that way, or are you supposed to also add it onto food? Or?
That's what's great about it, is that it's so functional, and it dissolves, and you can put it in stuff, and it brings that nice pork flavor, and but like you said, it dissolves, and you know, and then when moisture hits it, it's kind of like it's meat, you know. It is, It's just.
I know exactly. Oh man,
it's delicious.
But it looks hairy. Is
it is.
Well,
is it hairy?
No.
In your mouth?
A little for a second.
Like, how about think of it as cotton candy, except it's meat.
Meat candy.
It's meat cotton candy.
Would you eat it, Gina?
I would try it.
Would you?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe I'll
Send her over some pork foo.
Now they call it also pork floss, but you know it says on the package pork foo, so that's what I'm going with.
That's much better. What is the brand? Straighten the label out there. Let me look at the whole.
It's Kimbo brand.
That's great.
Trust
See, that's Kimbo brand pork foo.
Yes, Kimbo brand
dried pork product.
Mm-hmm.
My wife goes to the Asian store, the one on 9th South, all the time. That big one. So I bet they have it there.
Put pork foo on the shopping list.
Get you a jar of pork foo.
Get me a jar of pork foo while you're out, honey.
Yeah, it looks like the dogs tore up the carpet. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, but it's delicious.
Okay, let's award round one of your boners.
And that's brought to you in part by some tortellini.
And Katrubas Dodge is now Young Dodge Layton. New name, same great service and selection of vehicles. See the selection online at youngchrysler.dodge.jeepram.com. Think young, think Layton.
Well, there was a lot of voting. A lot. Not very many people voted for number one.
Really?
The Brits love their beans.
Nobody cares about the Brits getting beans.
Wasting beans and bean vandalism. But no, a lot of people cared about boner candidate number 3, the pharmacist selling online selling COVID vaccination.
I was watching those votes come in pretty furiously.
The vaccine's free.
Yeah, that's the
Why
thing.
would you pay for a vaccine when you just
because
get
you don't
one
want
for free?
Because you don't want to get the vaccine.
Oh.
But you can't beat.
Really?
154 votes for Mr. Hannity. He's a great American, selling my pillow and using families who have loved ones in Afghanistan.
Jeez. All right, there's your round one winner. It goes forward to Boner Fight. It might be Boner of the Day. Round 2 coming up at 8:20. We'll do this again with 3 more candidates. Get another winner there. And we'll take both winners and put them against each other at 9:20 this morning is when you will vote for Boner of the Day with Boner Fight.
Hannity doesn't have any scruples. He doesn't even have a scruple. Not one.
And scruple.
No. Dr. Cobble is with us now. Dr. Michael Cobble. He can answer your questions, mostly, I would think, about what's going on in the wonderful world of COVID. Maybe we should just call it, it's the wonderful world of COVID.
It's not wonderful.
It's not?
No.
Oh, I must be looking at it wrong. Hi, Dr. Cobble. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you.
So let's see. Do we have any questions yet?
Not yet. 877-602-9696. Call if you have questions for a doctor.
Okay. So let's get right into then the booster shot.
Yeah,
it seems to be likely that that's going to happen. Why not just do it now?
Yeah, it's amazing how fluid and dynamic COVID has been. And a month ago, we didn't think we'd need boosters, and now it sounds like when the vaccines are FDA approved, they'll recommend a booster for everyone. Mm-hmm. And it looks like the booster, the ideal time appears to be about 8 months after your last vaccine. That appears to be the best time to boost additional immunity.
Would that mean you'd have to get a boost every 8 months?
No. The first booster, and then the question will be in the ongoing years whether we're going to be getting the flu with COVID vaccine together. Because most manufacturers are looking at combining these annual vaccines. If COVID needs to be given annually, we don't know that yet.
As you look at the numbers of what's happening here in Utah, how are we doing with COVID-19?
Well, 1,000 infections a day. Our average is 1,000 people a day. Test positive rate's about 14%, which just tells me that 1 in 7 people I meet are probably positive. Worst case scenario. We're still averaging about 6 to 8 deaths per day here in Utah. We had over 1,000 deaths yesterday in the United States in one day, and about 130,000 infections. And once again, just reaffirms to me that to avoid people if you can, and wear your mask and make sure you're vaccinated.
877-602-9696 is the number to call if you have questions for Dr. Cobble. And I see Chantel, I think, is ready to go there.
We can start with Chantel. Go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Cobble. I'm just calling because I lost my mom to COVID in November. And so as soon as the first shot that was available, I took my dad to go get it right away. And that was the Johnson & Johnson one. He's done great with it. And I am fully immunized along with my kids. Now, the thing is that I have 3 sisters who don't want to. One, she has really bad, her immune system, all that bad, so that's what's scaring her. And then the other 2 are just scared because of everything they hear. And so with them not getting immunized, we're coming into winter. Are they going to be a big problem for my dad?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your mom, and this is devastating for a lot of families. I think that in our family, we have one family member that has chosen not to get vaccinated. And sadly, that family member is not welcome in our home or to visit or to associate with. And we love her, and she's an awesome person, but has chosen to listen to the anti-vaccine, anti-patriotic, anti-American messaging, the anti-freedom messaging, whatever, the crazy talk.
Yeah.
And you can't convince those people. You can't change their minds. You just have to show them love and say, gosh, we love you so much, but we're just so sorry that because you're not vaccinated, that raises the risk to our household. And unvaccinated people can be asymptomatic 20 to 40% of the time.
Yep.
And they can spread this to people. And fortunately, because you're vaccinated, the risk of your father having the same outcome as your mom is very low. It's less than 1%, even if you were to catch it. So the vaccine should save his life, and the vaccine should keep him out of the hospital. But with this virus, you're flipping the coin, and even in the best scenario, ugly things can happen. And I think...
and I believe that with a shadow of a doubt. And so should we'll just do what I always do. So, you know, like I tell my sisters, you know, you guys get the flu shots every year, and they always vary to whatever's going on in our world right now. I don't understand why can't you see it that way? And I said, yes, you know, there's always those what ifs, and there's always going to be something, you know, that's why you study and stuff like that. I go, but the thing is that, you guys, this is really to save my dad, and it's just really frustrating to have, we all lost my mom, and I did mine definitely because of my mom, and she wanted me to always take care of my kids. So all of my kids, actually, on Friday, I'm sending 2 of my boys to school, you know, and I'm doing everything I can. They got their shots, they're going to wear their mask and everything, and I just want to keep my dad safe. I kind of want him still.
Thank you, Chantel. And, you know, if you're losing sleep over it, may I suggest my pillow?
Thank you so much, you guys, for always being here. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, Chantel.
It's so amazing to me that you could lose a parent to
her
COVID and still not.
All right. Let's go to Kirk.
Hi, Kirk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
So I haven't really seen any numbers on, like, the Delta variant and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So as somebody that got the J&J, I'm just wondering, should I start looking at getting, like, the Moderna or the Pfizer, or am I okay?
Well, I think that what we found is that with the Delta variant being 2 or 3 times more contagious and also probably remarkably worse in the children, that the original vaccines have lost 10 to 20% of their original benefit, meaning if they showed 85 to 95% immunity to the original COVID, that's gone down 10 or 20%. And Johnson was always a little bit lower. It was 80, 85%. Where the Moderna, Pfizer were 95%. So I think, again, the J&J is probably still going to give you a 60, 65% immunity. If you combine that with social distancing and masks, you should still be close to 100%. And again, it keeps you out of the hospital and keeps you from dying. When we get boosters, the debate will be, can any booster, and there's been talk that you can cross over with any booster, but I think when we get boosters, it's probably going to be the Moderna or the Pfizer. I don't think that they're going to say J&J, but it's possible depending on the studies. But I think that hopefully in the next month or two, you know, the boosters have been opened up to immunocompromised people. So those are people with HIV, they're on high-dose steroids, they're on immune-modulating drugs, they're on cancer therapies, they've had organ transplants. The boosters are open for those people now. You just have to self-attest. You don't have to prove it. You just say that you have it. So they're not having you bring in medical records. But I think next month.
Yeah, that was a question that somebody had. Is there a national database or something like that keeps track?
There's not. Okay. It's just self-attestation. And again, I want everyone to get vaccinated, but it looks like the boosters for the majority of us will be recommended 8 months after your last shot. So for me, my last shot was January 23rd. So I'm supposed to get a booster next month, and I expect that the boosters will be open for the general public probably in a month. Still hoping kids 5 and older will get vaccinated by Thanksgiving, but you know that's dynamic as well. So that may be anywhere between November and January for kids.
All right. I hope, Kirk, I hope that answered your question. And if you're still upset or nervous about all of this, might I suggest my pillow? All right. Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks, Kirk. Okay, well, we got more questions coming in, 877-602-9696. We prefer your phone call questions, but if you can't speak right now, text your questions into 33986. So hang on a sec, Dr. Cobble, and we'll get right back to you.
Crash northbound I-15 at 148 South in Bluffdale. The 2 left lanes are being affected there. Signal problems all directions, Geneva Road 8 South and Orem. Treat that as a 4-way stop. Stalled vehicle southbound I-15, 33rd South off-ramp in South Salt Lake. And let me check our message stream. Nope, we just have questions for Dr. Cobble there, which is perfectly fine. You can send those in or your traffic updates 33986. Are you searching for Pokemon? Locally owned Haster Games has the best selection of Pokemon, Dungeons & Dragons, Magic, and more. Shop online at hastergames.com or visit the store 6831 South State. Curbside service is available.
All right, more with Dr. Cobble coming up in our next break, and round two of your boners and big boy news all coming up. RanLife.com.
You know, RanLife would like to turn everyone's dream into an address. That means they would like to help you find a home, a permanent dwelling where you can abide in and stay away from the world if you want. A new home has always been worth celebrating, and now it kind of feels that way with RanLife. Free, no-obligation quotes from all of their experienced loan officers. I've done business with RanLife a couple of times, and it's just always been a great, easy experience. And I had a question the other, I forget what, I'd gotten a piece of mail about mortgages, and I called the guy, my RanLife guy, Dan Shootman, and asked him about this email solicitation, and he said, told me what it was and said, throw it away. So you can just get all kinds of advice from people at RanLife about mortgages and how to refinance or get money to buy a new home. Give them a call, 801-478-4500, or go to ranlife.com.
Sentence number one in Spanish, please.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Wow.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Yes, no. Estoy lleno. Ajá.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después? Después. Gracias después de la cena estoy lleno. Wow.
Estoy lleno.
Wow.
All right. Okay, that's good, Gino. All right. And in English, Mario?
You know, I was talking to someone, and then they said, how come Gina always said just the last words? She never said the whole sentence. Estoy lleno.
How do you say because she's very lazy?
Porque es muy floja.
Muy floja.
Muy floja. Go ahead in English, Mario.
Okay. What did the Thanksgiving turkey say after dinner?
I don't know what.
I'm stuffed.
Estoy lleno.
Stuffed.
Estoy lleno.
All right, and sentence number two in Spanish, please.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Sí.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas. ¡A las porristas!
And that is in English, Mario?
Some cheer for Brigham Young, others for the University of Utah. I cheer for the cheerleaders.
Yay! The only way to go.
But not when my wife is around.
No.
Yep.
No. Mario, are you going to have a big traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, sir.
What will you have?
We're going to have turkey. I'm sorry, pavo.
Pavo.
De Acción de Gracias.
What else will you have?
You know, usually we met at Farol.
Oh, do you?
We met at El Farol, so we all bring a dish.
Yeah.
So
and have
pavo is gonna be there for reals.
So you'll have the turkey at the restaurant, and
then some other dishes, salads, and.
What will your wife bring, or do you cook?
I don't cook.
Yeah, your wife will cook.
My wife will cook,
and she will bring.
Let me call her.
No, it's all right.
Thanks, Mario.
I don't know what she'll bring.
I'm sure she appreciates the fact that you know what she's bringing.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Your Jack Daniels bottle is empty, and you're all out of ammunition. What are you going to do? Well, don't panic. Come on down to Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns. At Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns, that's all we sell, liquor and guns. We feature a full line of liquor from exotic fine wines all the way up to the real hard stuff, too. We also feature a full line of guns and ammo, from small caliber handguns all the way up to semi-automatic weapons. Best of all, you'll get a case of Radio from Hell brand canned chili absolutely free with each and every purchase over $50.
Hi, we're Carrie and Bill.
And we're Carrie and Bill.
We know just how frustrating it can be to run out of liquor or ammo at odd hours.
That's why Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns is only open between midnight and 6 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
And from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
To find Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns, just call 555-1212 and ask for Ricky. He'll arrange to meet you.
Then, after a brief shakedown and blindfolding, Ricky will lead you directly to Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns.
Helping you continue the fine old Utah tradition of getting drunk and shooting up the place, it's Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns for all your liquor and gun needs.
Tickets to the X96 Nightmare Before Halloween with the Offspring at the Complex on October 7th. Text the word Dexter, D-E-X-T-E-R, Dexter to 33986 now for your chance to win.
Thank you.
We're back with Dr. Michael Cobble. He can answer questions for you about COVID and vaccines and booster shots and kids.
Back to school.
Getting a lot of kids are dying right and left in some states because of back to school. So 877-602-9696, that's the number to call. And
here's a text question real quick. My roommate is telling everyone that vaccines are made from aborted fetuses.
Oh, come on. You need a new roommate.
Well, not anymore.
Is that true?
No,
that's not bad. It's not true.
Here's a nice one. My high schooler likes to listen every morning as I drive her to school. She wants Dr. Cobble to know how much she appreciates him answering questions.
There you go. That's nice.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Let's go to Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Good morning.
Hi. What's your question?
So I had the Moderna vaccine. Is it okay if I get the Pfizer booster?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think, again, I had the Moderna, and I think it looks like we can cross and mix and match.
Cocktail.
So it looks like when the booster will be recommended, I don't think they're going to make us stick with the same one. But, again, that's dynamic, so that may change in the next 30 days.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Great question.
We'll know more as they, as it continues.
Why can't you people make up your mind?
That's not how science works. Let's go to Jill. Hi, Jill.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So my question is, I got COVID arm or Moderna arm with both of the injections, and I'm I'm wondering if they have any data as to what I should expect with the booster. If it's going to be the same or worse or not at all.
You mean a sore arm because of where you got
basically where they did the shot? It first started out as like a little knot, which is kind of normal with injections anyway. But then it spread to where it was like red and sore and a big red circle, pretty much covering the whole top of my arm.
I've never heard of COVID arm.
Yeah. Do you know that, Dr. Cobble?
Well, I think that local reaction is not unusual. I had terribly sore arm. I didn't get the redness or the swelling, but are you saying it's lasted more than 3 to 10 days? It's been ongoing for weeks?
It was definitely more than just a site reaction, because the site reaction for me is usually about the size of a 50-cent piece. And after the first week on the first one, it then spread to a bright red circle.
For how long?
Like I said, pretty much covering the entire top of my arm.
For how long?
What was that?
For how long?
It basically lasted until I got the second shot. And then the second shot did the same thing.
Yeah, I think you'll have the same thing with the third. Typically, I expect that local site reaction, mild cases to be 2 or 3 days like me, moderate severe cases 3 to 7 days. I don't usually expect 3 weeks, but anything's possible. I think the key is that it will go away and it should go away. And
it does definitely go away after about a month or so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So you should get it with the next one. You'll probably get it again with the next vaccine as well.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Tommy. Hi, Tommy.
Tommy, hi.
Go ahead.
Hello. Thanks for letting me listen. And Dr. Cobble, thanks for taking my call. I only have one question. With all the spread of misinformation, what is the best way to inoculate myself? In short, how can I stop the walking derp?
Well, if you put your head down and then put my pillow over the top of it.
You're saying I should just smother the information.
That's what
smother the misinformation.
Yeah, that's what I think. There's really no way to avoid it, unfortunately.
Don't get your medical advice from Facebook is a start. Any medical advice from Facebook.
I only use Facebook for podcasts and pro wrestling. That's it.
Dr. Cobble, you must hear all kinds of things every day from your patients. Just wild speculations and things every day, don't you?
It's pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, immigrants are bringing it in. It's the porous border. The microchips. I have to start drinking earlier and earlier in the day. It's pretty shocking.
He's got a bottle of work now.
Yeah. I do recommend that people
if you need
stop
help
watching
with a drink, I can help out with that. There's
Thanks.
a podcast for that.
Thanks for calling, Tom. Thanks,
Tom.
calling.
Thank you.
But I do think, the old folks hoax faux news is tough, and I really encourage people not to watch the faux news network. And the networks like it. I think that they spread more disinformation and misinformation and anti-American, anti-science, anti-medicine news than anything I've ever seen in my entire life. It's shocking.
Got to agree with you there. We got Jeff, and just Jeff, if you can ask your question quickly, because we're running out of time.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. And I appreciate you taking my call. My wife was a little bit too embarrassed to call. So we're both vaccinated, but since she received the vaccine, she has stopped having periods regularly, and they've just stopped completely. She's not pregnant. We've been through all the tests and everything to make sure that's not the case. But just wondering if you've heard about this.
Never heard of this.
Kind of curious, and I'll just hang up and listen. Thank you.
Thanks. Have you heard anything about something like that, Dr. Cowell?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we noticed that about 6 or 7 months ago, that the COVID vaccine could make menstrual cycle change or stop. That will come back, but it is an interesting side effect. It is not dangerous for pregnancy, and it does not cause
infertility.
It doesn't affect fertility in men or women, and does not cause spontaneous abortions. It doesn't So there's no evidence of that, but it does change the menstrual cycle. It's creating this immune response that does change the neuroendocrine hormones. And just like depression and bipolar illness is an inflammatory issue as well, it's neuropsychiatric, but the neuroendocrine hormones affect menstruation. So it's an interesting side effect, but it's not dangerous or bad. And most women I would talk to would sign up and say, hey, if you can give me something that stops me from menstruating, sign me up.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Cobble, thanks so much. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the calls.
All right. Thank you very much. Traffic, please, Gina.
See what we have going on here. I'll refresh my UDOT website, give you the most up-to-date information. Signal problems, Geneva Road 8 South and Orem. Treat that as a four-way stop. Let's see. We also have a crash southbound I-215 West at milepost 23. That's just south of 7th North in Salt Lake. 2 right lanes are closed there. That's causing some pretty significant slowage through there. And what are you seeing? You can text it to us, 33986, and I will pass it along. Step into $400 with University Credit Union in 3 steps. Step to the nearest University Credit Union branch or go to ucreditu.com today to see how you qualify.
All right, round 2 of the boners coming up. Here are the candidates you will consider. Boner candidate number 1. And then there was the other widow. Boner candidate number 2. Someone please think of the children. And number 3, Joe Biden wants a country full of Omars.
Oh, I'm glad you found that one. Okay. Yes, we got round 2 of your boners and big boy news all coming up. Stand by. Haster Games, they are at 6831 South State Street. And, you want to stay out of the smoke. You want to stay out of the heat. Maybe you want to stay out of the rain the next couple of days. You stay inside. You play a board game with your family. And this is what's new at Haster Games this week. Coming Saturday, August 14th, they're going to be holding a pre-release event for the new Pokemon trading card game set, Evolving Skies. The event will be held from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Masks are not required, but recommended. Our friends at Haster Games really hope to see many new and familiar faces stop by and have fun. They have a recent restock of many products, including Flesh and Blood TCG booster packs, as well as the Magic the Gathering set Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Supply is going fast because these games are so popular right now. A new product that has hit the shelves is the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Gift Edition. This box contains tons of special cards and supplies for Magic the Gathering, perfect for both new and experienced players. And if you have any questions or want to learn how to play these games, they can help you out. HasterGames.com. Or better yet, drop by the store, 6831 South State. Haster has it.
You know who's on the line?
Who?
I believe this is the impetus to the first all-day show.
Candace?
Yes.
How now, you were there for the first all-day show. Oh, yeah.
I was, as Carrie said, I was the something from the radio gods, the idiot or something.
No.
Not so much. He didn't really
The
say
gift
that.
from the radio gods.
That was it, yeah.
But
and I was the one that brought the alcohol.
You are the first, you were the one who started the tradition of bringing us booze.
Exactly. And I'm so upset. Y'all got pedicures and I didn't.
Well,
I would have liked one.
Well,
you should have asked.
Well, I was in and out of the house all day.
Candy Bear.
Well, then you couldn't.
Then you couldn't have gotten one anyway.
Candy Bear, I'm not sure what.
Did you say Candy Bear?
Yeah.
Or Daddy Bear?
Candy Bear.
Oh, that's cute.
You're
Better
my-
than Candy Ass.
You're my little Candy Bear.
Who is this?
Don't you know?
No, I don't know.
Who is this?
It's your mother.
I think
Hi.
Candy's
Candy?
been drinking today already.
Candy, hi, it's
No,
Candy, hi,
I
it's Mitt
haven't.
Romney.
Candace,
Ew.
do you have any idea what you're listening to or where you are?
It's a country station, and I'm in Texas. No, of course I do, you silly gooses. That
Candy?
was ridiculous.
Candy Bear?
Don't call me Candy, please. My dad hated that.
It's Candace.
It's Candace, Carrie.
Yes, it's Candace.
If
Bill,
your dad
and I
hated
will-
that, he shouldn't have named you Candace.
Yeah.
He's no longer living. That's rude.
Well, I'm sure his feelings are hurt.
Did you call us Candace?
Yes,
she-
I did, and
she
I
did.
meant to get abused.
Okay, because I thought maybe the interns had called you and then
No, nobody
just picked your name out of a phone book or something. Nobody
You
remembers.
wish.
Nobody remembers what, Candace?
Any of this.
Any of.
And I'm even on the CD, and I'm so sad.
She's the phone call. She's the reason.
She's the reason that we did because I didn't get a chance to tell my Hawaii story.
No, it was your Vegas.
My Vegas story. My Vegas
that's
story.
Right.
Exactly.
And
Carrie, I saw you at that one clothing store. I don't remember.
You remember, Carrie?
Was I buying my garments?
It was that one clothing store.
That one clothing store?
I don't know what you call them. Come on, help me out. A thing.
A thing.
Whatever.
Was it a remote?
You know, I can see why you were the impetus for the all-day show, because it takes all day to get anything out of you.
Holy crap. You've been doing this all day. I'm tired, too. And yes, whatever.
She's drunk.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just embarrassed.
Oh.
Candy Bear?
This is the note you want to go out on,
yeah.
by the way.
No, Candace, you've been rickrolled. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Candace.
All right.
I'm glad that somehow you started the all-day show, but no, that's not the note we want to go out on.
Well, we got 20 minutes.
But as with all of our all-day shows, I seem to remember that they go out with not with a bang, but a whimper.
I've been whimpering for the last hour and 20 minutes.
They just kind of peter out at the end. So,
well, Gina, I'm used to your whimpering.
It's what I do.
It's 8:20 right now. Time for round 2 of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? I say possibly because, well, it has to go up against the winner of round 1's voting. That was a pretty good winner, pretty good candidate. So it's important in round 2 to choose strategically based on the winner of round 1's voting so that we have a really good boner fight coming up at 9:20. That's when the 2 winners will go up against each other, and that's when you'll vote for boner of the day. So here we go with round 2. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Radio from Hell tote bag. You could fit all of your favorite snacks in the tote bag. Several packages of your favorite snacks. And carry them around with you everywhere.
It's a big tote bag.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, and then there was the other widow. A Baltimore Sun report on a strange federal lawsuit begins with a doozy of a first sentence. Demetra Sweet didn't know, as she sang at her husband Ivan's Baltimore funeral service in late January, that apparently He'd already been buried days earlier and miles away.
What?
The unpacking of the tale is this. When 67-year-old Ivan Street died in January of congestive heart failure, I believe that's a picture of Ivan there at x96.com/live. His wife, Demetra Sweet, made plans to have him cremated through Wiley Funeral Home.
Okay.
Then a second woman, also claiming to be Ivan's wife, came forward and asked that the funeral home bury Ivan instead of cremate him. The funeral home, according to Demetra Sweet's lawsuit, sort of did both. She alleges that Wiley had Ivan Street buried in a local cemetery, then staged a phony memorial service for her with an empty urn. She's seeking $8.5 million in her suit.
Why would they go along with that?
I think they came up with it, is her contention.
Oh, you mean to make more
satisfy
money?
And to satisfy both customers. We vehemently deny the claims advanced by Ms. Street and assert that the underlying matter was handled with the utmost sensitivity towards the loved ones of the deceased. So nobody's contesting the fact that there were two wives here. But she's saying, you did not give me any ashes. The urn was empty.
Huh.
Demetra may have also believed she was the only... the other woman. Demetra says, that other woman, she might have thought she was the only wife, but she failed to produce a marriage certificate with a seal on it, and I got one.
Well, then you're the real one.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, then there was the other widow. Here's boner candidate number 2. Someone, please, please think of the children. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey on Tuesday upped the pressure on the growing number of public school districts defying a state ban on mask mandates as they try to slow down the spread of coronavirus in schools. The Republican created a $163 million school grant program using federal virus relief funds that he controls, but schools that have mask mandates or have had to close already because of COVID-19 outbreaks will not be eligible for the additional $1,800 per student. Quote, safety recommendations are welcomed and encouraged. Mandates that place more stress on students and families are not welcome.
They don't put more stress.
These grants acknowledge efforts by schools and educators that are following state laws and keeping their classrooms open for Arizona students. School districts with current mask mandates will have 10 days to rescind them or lose the money.
It is a piece of clothing. You mandate that kids wear pants and...
Well, not in Arizona.
Other pieces of clothing?
No.
It is a piece of clothing. This is not a big deal.
Boner candidate number 2, won't someone please...
Of the children.
Thank you. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. You know what? You know what Biden wants? He wants a country full of Omars.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinnuendo brought to you by...
This summer, downtown Salt Lake's Main Street will be closed to cars and open to pedestrians Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from noon on. Restaurants, bars, and shops will extend their service onto sidewalks, music, and art each night. Learn more at downtownslc.org/open streets.
Well, looks like Scarlett Johansson, the Black Widow there, going to have a baby.
Yes.
Good for her.
We knew that.
Well, Colin Jost has confirmed it. This is his confirmation of it. He said, we're expecting our first child together. The 39-year-old SNL comedian, lipless comedian, was doing a stand-up show at a theater in Connecticut, and he mentioned his upcoming baby with Johansson. He told the audience, according to a source at the show, we're having a baby. It's exciting.
between his no lips and her very full ones, it'll just be a normal lipped child.
Maybe.
Hello, handsome.
Hopefully. A&E Network is releasing Secrets of Playboy in early 2022, a documentary about the hidden truths behind the Playboy empire, viewed through a modern lens, produced by Industrial Media's The Intellectual Property Corporation. The fantasy world of Playboy has been shrouded in secrecy for decades, and we are proud to lift the veil on these long-hidden stories, said Elaine Fontaine Bryant, Executive Vice President and Head of Programming at A&E. Breaking down barriers and exposing the truth, Secrets of the Playboy is a masterful example of brave storytelling. Might be interesting. Might be interesting.
Yeah.
And Rachel Maddow, Carrie, I'll do for you.
My girlfriend.
She has, she was being sued by One America Network for $10 million. And the judge has said, Ms. Maddow, I'm going to order One America Network to pay your court fees.
Exactly.
Legal fees.
I don't understand why she thoroughly researches everything.
Reaffirming the decision by a San Diego-based U.S. District Court last year to toss out the $10 million defamation lawsuit against Maddow and MSNBC. And the judge said, and as a matter of fact now, One America Network will have to pay the legal fees that you incurred. So what would happen if a Utah school district issued a mask mandate in defiance of the state ban? Well, we might find out.
I hope.
In no other states where lawmakers or governors have banned schools from requiring face masks. There are districts pushing back in other states. I think I said no other. In other states, there are districts pushing back against the governors. One school district in Arkansas sued the state, and a judge ruled in the district's favor.
Good.
To drop the ban and let schools enforce mask mandates if they want to. In Florida and in Texas, some districts have decided to openly defy Governor DeSantis, moving forward with requirements for students and staff there despite the orders. That's what's happening in Oklahoma, too, where a charter has said COVID-19 is spreading too rapidly not to take action. But despite similar frustrations with the law banning mask mandates, here it doesn't appear that any one of the 41 districts in Utah are planning to. No, that's not true. Didn't we this morning? Didn't we say Grand County?
Yeah.
They have said.
They have said we are issuing a mask mandate. So this story needs to be updated because at least one has, and the mayor of Salt Lake, Aaron Mendenhall, on Tuesday afternoon, yesterday, raised the possibility of a mask mandate for schools here in Salt Lake. The Salt Lake City School District had said earlier that it was not going to jump into the debate because I think the Salt Lake City School District board members are perceived as being a bunch of crazy liberals. And so I think that's why they're saying, well, we'll step back, but I'll bet the mayor will issue a mandate. And then they'll say, well, of course, we'll have to do it now. And I think that's a great idea. I'm glad she's doing it.
Me too.
There was a shooting yesterday morning, and I meant to mention it, but it happened like early, 3 o'clock in the morning on the west side. A suspect has been taken into custody. A woman was shot and killed early Tuesday on the west side. Police say that Patrice Ann Winward was booked on multiple charges, including murder and possession of a deadly weapon. The shooting happened around 3:30 in the morning, 9th West, South Temple. Officers arrived. They found Ms. Winward performing CPR on the victim. The victim was later pronounced dead by paramedics and firefighters. Officials say that Ms. Winward was the girlfriend of the victim. According to police, the two women were involved in an argument while riding their bikes before witnesses heard multiple gunshots from the scene. Winward reportedly told somebody to hide the murder weapon after allegedly shooting her girlfriend. A handgun was later found in a storm drain. The identity of the victim has been withheld, but it's interesting that she went back and was trying to revive the person her girlfriend that she had shot. Governor Spencer Cox has written a letter to President Biden saying will probably be a lot of Afghani refugees coming to the United States, and the state of Utah is open. We are more than happy to accept refugees from Afghanistan, and we will offer assistance, and this would be a great place for them to settle. And I believe there are already some Afghani refugees. There's a number. There's a small Afghani community already in Utah. Thousands of people have tried to flee the country, fearing the Taliban's interpretations of Sharia law. There are reports that the Taliban's trying to put on a good face.
No, we're a better
listen,
Taliban.
Then at the same time, there are reports that 2 women have been killed for not covering up. And,
we're not your daddy's Taliban.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Carrie.
Yes.
You have been talking, not a lot, but you've mentioned to me a couple of times that this show, Reservation Dogs.
Yes.
Is really good.
Yes, I saw.
You are correct.
I saw one episode, and it was quite good.
You are absolutely correct. It's an FX series on Hulu. Reservation Dogs is a groundbreaking show about Native Americans who live on a reservation in Oklahoma, and it stars Native Americans, was written, produced, and directed by Native Americans, and it never would have happened if the creators, executive producers, Sterling Harjo and Taiki Watiti, hadn't met and become friends right here in Utah.
In Utah?
Yeah.
Oh, at Sundance?
Sundance. They met there. Sterling Harjo is a native person, and Taiki Watiti is a native person of native ancestry in his home country of New Zealand. And they found that they had a lot in common when they were kids, struggling along. And they got they've become pals, and Watiti has helped. He's an executive producer of the show, along with Sterling Harjo, and but it's great. I mean, it's that they met here, and they just, and it is it's really good. The performers are so excellent, and they're all native people, and they're just great. They have great comic timing and a brilliant sense of what's going on, and I recommend Reservation Dogs, just 100%. It is a great show, and I think that's about it.
Is that good?
Oh, there's a new Girl Scout cookie.
Yes.
What is it?
Caramel brownie.
Yes.
Ooh.
A caramel brownie cookie.
When can we get it?
This will be your new favorite, like Thin Mints and Samoas, which seem to be always the absolute.
Yes. I love Samoas.
Crowd people. Now, but I don't see why you people don't go along and go along with me and get those lemon. What are those lemon cookies called that they have?
We always
Savannah Smiles.
No, they're not called that anymore. They stopped doing those and made a new lemon cookie.
Oh.
We always, when we buy boxes, we'll buy, like 10 boxes of Samoas, 10 boxes of Thin Mints, and a couple of the lemons.
I really don't like the lemon. I like the peanut butter ones.
You feel bad for the lemon?
I do, kind of.
Oh, yeah, we buy the tag-alongs.
Or the Do-si-dos.
Or is it Do-si-dos?
I think they're
Those are both peanut butter.
They're both peanut butter cookies.
Yeah.
But there's no, now I don't know what this one is called. The caramel, maybe it's just called the caramel brownie.
Well, they should just call it a normal name, because we keep getting their regular names mixed up.
Yeah.
Do-si-dos, tag-alongs, which one is which?
See if it has a... Oh, wait, maybe
Put
it has a name.
Put the Samoas in the freezer.
That's what we do.
Adventureful.
Yeah, no, that doesn't tell me what it is.
They're called Adventurefuls.
No, don't call it that. Call it the caramel brownie or whatever it is.
I'd like a box of Adventurefuls.
I don't know what that tastes like. All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Former NFL player Jay Cutler says he lost an advertising partnership with Uber Eats over his views about wearing masks. Quote, lost a commercial with Uber Eats partnering with the NFL. I was going to go film in L.A., but our views aren't aligned. I guess they don't like future school board members. That's okay. It frees up my weekend. So what is he talking about? Well, he is anti-masker.
Yeah.
He's anti-vaxxer.
And a future school board member.
And he's hinted at running for the school board in Tennessee. This is why local elections matter.
Exactly.
It's why local elections, you're screwed. It's why you're screwed.
Well, yeah, I've said it many times. I could never be elected to the school board. They just wouldn't have me. I have no kids, atheist,
But they'll have Jay Cutler.
But they'll take, the anti-maskers and all that.
Because he's a good American.
Thinking about all the kids playing in the Adidas Cup today, because that'll be fun in this weather.
Yeah.
Last night, Mohammed's game, they put a pause on it due to lightning. We had to go sit in the car for a half hour. That was fun. It was hailing.
So they didn't call it because of bad air quality.
No, it was going ahead because of that. But lightning, they always...
Again, the tyranny of soccer.
We got home very late last night. Let's see, for weather, so yeah, it's going to be an issue today, not just for you Adidas Cup kids, but for everybody. But isn't it nice to have the rain back? Thunderstorms and showers, 70% chance today, high only getting up to 71. That'll continue throughout the day today into tomorrow, with chance of storms tomorrow as well, and even lower temperatures then. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound I-15. This is milepost 284, SR-92 in Lehigh. It's the right lane that's being affected there. We've got crash southbound I-215 west. This is just south of 7th North in Salt Lake. 2 right lanes are affected there. That's causing some significant slowing through that area. And you haven't sent anything in via text. Soon you want to talk about Girl Scout cookies and other things. But if you do see a traffic incident you want to share, 33986. Injured in an accident. Everyone deserves an advocate. Call 801-355-5550 or go to UtahAdvocates.com.
Boner candidate number 3. It's very simple. Charlie Kirk. Oh, it's called Biden Wants a Country Full of Omars. Charlie Kirk is a conservative asshat radio host.
He's considered like the smart one. Yeah. He's their brain.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His brains are probably located mostly in his gums. If you've ever seen, he has giant gums. Here's what he said on his show the other day. The Biden administration intentionally let Afghanistan fall because he wants a couple of 100,000 more Ilhan Omars to come into America to change the body politic permanently.
He's one of those replacement theory people. But he's also considered the right wing's brain.
Ilhan Omars.
Yeah.
Come into the country.
Yeah. You mean refugees that come here and realize the American dream?
Who come here and change the body politic permanently.
See, now he's assuming that they're all going to vote Democrat. I don't think you can say that.
Boner candidate number 3. Biden wants a country full of Omars.
All right. Let's
which is also the new Girl Scout cookie.
Yes.
An Omar.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 was, and then there was the other widow, a woman, widow of suing a funeral home because her husband had another widow, and there were 2 funerals. One of them was to bury the guy. One of them was to cremate him, and the funeral home said they cremated him, but probably not. They buried him at the behest of the other woman.
Yes.
Boner candidate number 2, someone please think of the children. Not the governor of Arizona. No, Governor Ducey is blocking cash from schools who are mandating masks. And boner candidate number 3, Biden wants a country full of Omars.
Okay, this is round 2 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. It'll go up again. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1's voting. Good candidate. All right. But we'll put both of them into the Boner Dome at 9:20 this morning, and that's when you'll decide boner of the day with Boner Fight. So right now, pick one of these 3 to send forward to Boner Dome, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or call Katie in the producer's booth and just tell her, 877-602-9696. Or you can go online and vote, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting August 18, 2021. Click on that and you can vote there. All right, you have about, less than 300 seconds to do it. Let's go. This is round 2, and then we got things that must go as soon as we award round 2 of your boners. Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Oh, man. If you're looking for a job, by the way, might I suggest working with the professionals at Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Get yourself into the HVAC business, you know?
Sure.
801-264-HALE is their phone number, but you can check into your job opportunities by going to scotthale.com. They're a hail of a company, you know. And speaking of hail, did we have hail last night?
There were some reports of hail, yeah.
Which Scott really enjoys, I think. Look, you can get a $39 AC tune-up or furnace tune-up. It makes sure your cooling system or your furnace is ready to go.
It should. I mean, I know you're not thinking about the cold weather yet, but make sure that your furnace is ready to go.
All you got to do is call Scott Hale, 801-264-HALE. That's 264-HALE, or the website again, scotthale.com.
It's from the Girl Scouts. And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey, Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy. You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter."
Wow, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout. So I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you...
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah. That's a great gift, then.
I didn't want to say that what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
now I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble. And then you open it up and says, "Or am I?" ?
This is your Father's Day card?
Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble. And
or
then
am I?
And then you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat, is what that is.
That's exactly what it is. So it was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday for Father's Day. There were a ton of people. Saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic fries.
They had garlic fries and bacon on sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon on Saturday and bought a bunch of meat. That was bought pork and beef. And that's actually for my wife's birthday, who's her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing? All right.
What? I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did see
you
your
did.
dad.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the farmer.
Harry gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Dad, there you go. Hold out your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go. barely touch that button and it'll go.
Coldest, driest, windiest place on Earth where weird and wild creatures thrive, Antarctica transports you to the farthest reaches of Earth and reveals that what happens there affects every single one of us, now playing in Clark Planetarium's IMAX Theater.
Yes, again. I don't get ice cream often.
Okay.
So we had Boner candidate number 1, which was, and then there was the other widow, 6 votes. So it was number 2 and number 3 battling it out for supremacy. Both pretty good candidates. Someone please think of the children. Oh, but that Charlie Kirk.
Oh, yeah.
Biden wants a country full of Omars. That wins.
That means we got a battle of the right-wing asshats coming up for Boner fight. Yay. That'll happen at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide Boner of the day. Things that must go now, brought to you by...
You love your pets, but nobody loves the stains they leave behind. Zero Res has a specialized method to remove stains that leaves your carpet clean and smelling fresh. Schedule your appointment with Zero Res Carpet Cleaning today. That's ZeroResSaltLake.com or ZeroResDavisWeber.com.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bugging you. You just they're just upsetting to you. Sometimes there are things that make you mad. Sometimes it's things that make you sad, and sometimes it's things that just irritate you. Well, whatever, you send them to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line. We'll read them, and maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll make you feel better, and maybe it'll even make them disappear from your life. I'll start today. I have one of my own. Every morning, almost every morning, the same thing. I start to pull out of my driveway, and my headlights cast a shadow on some shrubs in such a way that it makes it look like there's a cat running across my driveway. Every morning I go, it's a cat. Oh, no, it's that shadow. It's the cat. Oh, no, it's a shadow.
Well, you better stop, because one of these days it might be the cat.
I know. Well, this morning, I saw the shadow again, and it's funny. It happens every morning, and I went, "That's just a shadow. That's not the cat."
Oh, yeah. See, you do that, and it's going to be the cat.
Yeah. This one from Please Don't Use My Name. My terrible boss for threatening my job if I didn't attend a team meeting during my vacation.
No.
As he said, it's about attitude and enthusiasm. Do you want to be here or not?
On vacation?
My terrible boss, who put me on probation for working only business hours. Is this because I'm not finishing my assigned projects on time? No. It's because I'm slacking off on my work? No. It's because terrible boss wants my physical presence in the office just in case he might think of something he needs done immediately at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. And finally, job hunting must go. Thanks for letting me listen. This one, I listen to the show via podcast, and my thing that must go is an ad that plays when I listen to your show. The ad starts off with, "Spring is here."
Needs to be updated.
Spring is most certainly over. I might suggest, thanks for letting me listen. Austin is the guy's name who sent this. And Gina, I'm dying for a new episode of Remain Seated.
Oh, nice.
Regardless of who your co-host is. I mean, I'd love to have it be Festus, but I understand that might be difficult.
Oh, nice.
New one now.
Yeah, well, there's a new one up. Hasn't been a new one in a year, so.
And this one, go ahead and use my name. Greetings and salutations. These are things that must go. Bindweed, back pain, green golf courses. Radio from hell not being allowed to work from home.
Yes.
Pets getting older. Bill's health problems. What? Listen, I'm going to be fine. Okay? I'll be just fine. That's love, Sid. Gary?
All right. First one from my dear wife, Suzanne. The mom I saw at the store that was wearing a mask, thank you, but their clearly under 12-year-old was not wearing one. Get the kid a mask. All right. This one from Neil. What must go is me waiting so long to accept that I'm genderqueer. I'm 32 and I wish I would have done it earlier. I'm learning so much more about me each day and how much I actually love myself. So much of the anxiety that I felt over the years has melted away, and I feel my confidence growing as well.
Oh, good.
There you go, Neil. Let's see, this one from Candace. Let's see. You've helped me so much already with previous must-go lists. Most of them have left my life, but I have a few more job search-related things that absolutely must go. Listing a job as remote, but then saying you have to live in a certain city. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of remote position? Texting on the job, it just feels unprofessional. Aren't email or a phone call more appropriate? Yes. Oh, I see, between workmates. Yes. Okay. Not even getting an interview for a job I'm highly qualified for. And the unrelenting rejection of searching for a job for 6 months. It's exhausting. Candace. This one from a concerned sister. Okay. Hello, my thing that must go is self-centered people who cheat in a relationship. Oh. If you're unhappy, speak up and grow a pair to end that relationship. I'd rather be dumped than cheated on, as well as cheaters who try to mentally manipulate their way back into a relationship by making the victim feel that it's their fault. Sincerely, a concerned sister.
Amen.
And this one from Lucas, things that must go. The neighbors at my new house using our full trash can to dispose of their fireworks crap.
This won't end badly, I'm sure.
The least they could do is take the damn bin to the curb for us if they're going to fill it up the week that we move in. There we go. You know.
Let's see, this from Nathan. Things that must go. Kids crawling into your bed at night. Well, I don't mind when,
well,
it's maybe they're scared. There's a storm last night.
Maybe it's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
Go sleep in your own bed. Expensive equipment with cheap parts. Nathan says, I'm a professional photographer in southern Utah. I bought a $500 tripod, and but the feet of the tripod are cheap, and they keep sliding off the cliff when I'm trying to take pictures. Also, kids' YouTube. It should die, so I don't have to hear every dumb YouTube video targeted for kids again. This from, please don't use my name. Good morning, lords and lady. Dental health insurance not being handled like medical because of the low amount of dental coverage per year and high costs. It's not just a copay. Too many people neglect or postpone needed work.
Yes.
Let's see. When Radio from Hell has well-deserved time off, I always end up running late. I tell time by your segments every morning. But when you're off, there's no concept of time. Maybe there could be announcements of time between best ofs. Katie, maybe that's something we could do?
No.
No?
No. Can't do it.
Oh.
We just can't.
Okay.
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 We do not have that ability.
So you'll need to get a watch,
Sorry.
I guess. This from our friend. I say her name wrong every time. In my mind, I want to say Talia, but it's Talia. Talia Keys.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Talia. Now, Talia has a list here, and there's an adjective in front of everything that I'm going to read to you that I'm not going to read.
All right.
It's the same adjective in front of every one of these.
What does it start with?
It starts with the letter M.
M. Okay.
All right.
So Talia says M, QAnon mommy bloggers. M, multi-level marketing.
Oh, I know. It's a long epithet, isn't it?
Yeah. M, multi-level unaffordable apartment complexes that all look the same. M, misogyny. M, hatred of queer people. M, racism. And then finally just the M.
All of those.
All of those.
M's.
All of the M's.
Yeah.
Ers.
All right.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
KXRK Provo. We got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by for that. I think our friend John Saltis is coming to see us.
Oh. Talking about beer?
Talking about beers. Hope he brought his umbrella. BigOTires.com.
You know, when the weather changes, that's when you should start thinking about changing your tires, making sure the tread is good on them. And good thing that Big O has their anniversary sale going on right now. You can save up to $150 off the Big O brand tires now through September 6th.
I go to the Big O Tires on 2nd East and South Temple. Great people there. And, you know, it's not a big shop.
No.
But they move cars through there.
In and
really.
out. Yeah.
They do a great job at keeping everything organized. and keeping everything busy, find a Big O Tire store near you. You get to know them, and they get to know your car, and it's really very helpful. They do more than just tires, too, at Big O. They do oil changes and alignments and brakes and shocks and struts and all of that kind of thing, batteries, and windshield wipers, which you will need today. So find a Big O Tire store near you. Just go to bigotires.com.
We're having second thoughts because people will assume that's why we named him Donovan, and that's not the case.
And they picked it long before.
Yeah. Just parenthetically, there's a news story today that says 109 parents have apparently in 2018 named their baby Tesla. But I got an email from our former organized intern, Sarah Spain, about baby names.
Okay.
Said, I enjoyed listening to that letter from the woman who would like to name her child Donovan. I had a similar situation about 10 years ago. Despite the fact that my husband has repeatedly begged me to stop comparing our dog to other people's children, he's not here right now, so I'm going to do it. So they don't have kids, but we adopted a 2-year-old JRT.
Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Thanks, Carrie.
Carrie speaks dog.
From the Humane Society in 2010. And her name was listed as Belle. Now, I feel strongly that dogs should have 2-syllable names.
You should feel strongly about
nicknames and full titles notwithstanding, and so I changed it to Bella, trying to keep it as close to her original name as possible. A friend told me several years later that dogs are named like hurricanes as they come to the shelter. They just give them a name.
Yeah.
You can change it to whatever you want. They just give them a name because they want to call them something, but it's not that they respond to it necessarily or anything. So if you recall, in 2010, Twilight, the sparkly teenage vampires, was very popular, and every person asked me if I'd named my precious fur baby after that awful character from those books. I would posit that it's an actual insult that someone would think I would stain a creature with the name from the book series than someone thinking that you would name a child after, as Gina pointed out, a wonderful, generous human being and basketball player.
Yes.
However, years have passed and not one person asked me if I named her after Twilight anymore. The question I get asked more often now is whether she is male or female, and my favorite response to kids especially is that her reproductive organs were removed, and I've never been able to ask her how she identifies, so I'll just call her Bella and don't worry so much about the label. Like that. As Bill mentioned in the time young Donovan is in school, not Donovan Mitchell, but the kid, Spida Mitchell will probably have retired. Regardless, Donovan is a lovely name. It isn't like Avery, Office Products, or Stockton. Malone has a middle name, sure, but as a first name? Some people shouldn't be, Malone as a middle name, sure, but as a first name? Some people shouldn't be allowed to procreate. Or Zebulon or Elzard, hand to Thor. I absolutely attended school with both of those.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, Elzar and Zebulon. Or many of the other asinine names that people come up with to make their kids different. All it does is make each school year difficult as the teacher and new friends try to figure out how to say and or spell the name. So you shouldn't care what other people think. If 5 people think you named them after a great person and a basketball player, so what? At least it isn't someone who is a real turd. My name is Sarah every day. And every day I want to smack Sarah Huckabee Sanders for smearing our good name.
That's right.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a name for a child that doesn't carry with it someone who had it before. Good luck. Hope you get lots of sleep before August. I don't know why before August. But
Don't know.
I don't know.
Is something happening in August?
Do we not know?
I don't know.
Does she know something we don't?
Maybe.
Oh, no. She's talking about the people whose baby's going to be born in August.
Oh, she's not talking to us.
No.
She's talking to them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Confusing.
She says, adopt, don't shop. Love the show. Gina, you don't ruin anything. Love your former intern, Sarah.
You know, I was at that graduation this weekend, so you spend 3 hours listening to names being read.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 princesses.
The name.
The name Princess. And one of them, middle name...
What?
Leia.
Really?
Princess Leia.
I thought they didn't say the middle name.
No, I said some of them.
Don't they know that she's a general? General Leia.
Well, it's
Sanderson.
Not a princess anymore.
But there was an actual Princess Leia.
Wow.
And a lot of Emilys.
Emilys.
A lot of Emilys.
You've gotten a lot of crap over the years for naming your kid Festus.
I have.
Yeah.
He was the only one in his class.
Festus, it's a biblical name.
And people spell it wrong all the time. They spell it with an IS. No. On his birth certificate, it's US.
Festus. It's a biblical king. Look it up. King Festus. It's true.
But yeah, if you want to run your baby names by us, email them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com.
Yeah, if you have any doubts about baby names or you're having a hard time coming up with one, my go-to name is Shlomo. But
there's a chat room. I know a guy named Zoltan Kolazar.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, he's Hungarian. I don't know.
I think that's Zoltan is a name that they give kids in Hungary.
A friend named Rachel was an elementary school teacher. One year, her bad student was also named Rachel. She spent every day yelling at herself.
Rachel!
Yeah, don't ever talk to teachers about what your baby name is, because inevitably they've had someone in their class that was the terrible kid, so just don't run it by teachers. You'll never be able to pick a name because they all have. Oh no, that's.
I had a bad Thane once.
A bad Thane?
Thane.
Thane, he was a bad kid.
Thane,
I pulled Thane out because someone in the chat room says, I love my son's name, Thane.
Thane.
Oh, is Thane a Utah thing?
No.
Are there Thanes everywhere?
Are there Thanes?
Yeah, I think so. It's not common, but it is.
I feel like it's a Utah name.
No, it isn't.
And I don't know why, and don't take this personally if your name is. I've never cared for the name Nathan.
How do you feel about Nate?
Nate's all right.
For
some reason, Nathan. I've just never cared for that name.
I saw our friend Nathan from the mattress firm. He now works at R.C. Willey. See, Nathan, he's a nice guy.
He's a good dude. Yeah, I've never cared for the name. Like I said, don't take it personally. It's something wrong in my brain. All right?
I'm looking up Thane, Gina, just to see. But
how popular is
I don't know how popular
Thane?
it is.
Well, if it's very popular, then it must be everywhere.
Well, no, I don't know that.
I know a dude named Christian Shank. The hell? The last name Shank. There's just no right name, I think. Because on this day,
in 1957, Ron Strikert, the guitarist for Men at Work, was born.
And I picked that song because there's a nice guitar solo in there.
Yeah.
And it's the best song about insomnia.
Ghosts appear.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And it's just a damn fine song.
I like the acoustic version of that song as well.
Yeah, those Colin Hay acoustic versions of Men at Work are quite good. He is the glue that held the big-ass show together.
Well, I don't know.
Well, he was. I mean, that's the only way we could figure out how to put him in the show. Was our very first one, or no?
No.
But it was pretty early on, and we would have Colin Hay come out between acts essentially and do a song, and people thought it was pretty weird.
They thought it was strange, but they didn't appreciate it at the time.
It worked because he was just solo at the time.
Yeah.
Well, it worked because he was able to pick up girls too backstage.
Yeah, or at least try.
He liked trying to do that. He didn't seem like a very happy guy to me. But
I thought he was all right. And he was our very last guest in studio before we went into lockdown. He was performing at. I'm pointing down there.
Bricks?
No.
What?
Across from Squatters. What is that?
The
Echo, not the Eccles.
Yes.
Is it the Dolores?
The Rose. The Rose
Wagner. Thank you. Too many names.
I want to say the day before we quit coming in, we had him in studio.
I don't recall that.
Yeah.
How was he? Was he nice?
I think he was nice.
He was in
remember.
Here. Yeah.
Let me look.
I don't remember having him in here.
Yeah, he came in. He was hairier than usual.
And he said, he was a little nervous about doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you 1 second. You don't remember him?
No.
Coming in.
I really he left no impression on me.
March 11th.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
The last person I remember coming into the studio was probably Gilbert Gottfried. And then from then on, it's just.
And no, I mean, this was literally I really think the next day. Katie remembers the exact day we didn't come back, but it was that week. It was within days.
I think maybe it was the 12th or something like that.
What day was the earthquake?
18th?
We base everything.
Katie knows all of that.
Yeah, she keeps track of all that stuff.
It was the 18th. So then it was right. So it was within a week of that.
Yeah.
But.
None of this really matters right now because our signal is apparently so in and out because of the storm that people can't listen to us on the radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, we don't need to try hard this hour.
Do we know? Does engineering, have they been alerted?
I think I know what it is.
Do they know?
Because it's happening to a station across the way as well, which means we're ascending to our transmitters, and it's up there.
On the roof.
Yeah. So, no, I figured that out, but.
Well, I just wonder if our engineers are aware of it.
They are.
Okay.
Well, and I guess Colin Hay is going to be at Red Butte.
Oh, yeah?
You guess or you know?
It says right here on September 2nd.
Well, then there's no guessing involved there.
Okay. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
All right.
He must like it here.
I guess. That I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, like I said, doesn't really matter.
Great job.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear us.
Nobody can hear us anyway.
I don't care.
To the point where we should put a song or...
Is it that bad, really?
Or, a best of on because they just can't hear us.
Really?
And apparently it's dead air now.
No.
I mean, they can hear us on the apps and on...
Okay, well, then we should keep going.
And the streaming and all that.
Isn't that where most people listen?
But the radio signal is...
Does anybody listen to the radio signal anymore anyway?
I don't know.
Well, people are complaining, so somebody is.
So...
Shut-ins. It's a bunch of shut-ins. That's it.
So there we go. Ask engineering if we should just go home early or not.
Well, we're on the stream. The stream. Let's keep going.
All right.
We got to tell people about the Park City cocktail contest, right?
Yes, a message now from the Park City Restaurant Association.
How did you know that, Gina?
It's
That's
on
amazing.
it's on the schedule.
Yeah, the cocktail contest, you got to be 21 or older to participate in this, of course. But the Park City Restaurant Association, they have several, I think it's 15, something like that, restaurants participating in the contest this year. Each one of them creating their mixologists there, creating these fantastical cocktails.
Now, you can see them all at parkcityrestaurants.com. That is also where you vote for your favorite cocktail, but they would really like you to come in and try the cocktails.
Well, yeah. It's the Savor the Cocktail contest. The winner will get a $500 prize plus bragging rights. And when you vote, you will qualify to win prizes courtesy of last year's winning bar, Mae West.
We've got some really good mixologists up in Park City and in Salt Lake as well, but up there.
So go to parkcityrestaurants.com and participate. It's not a big deal, but I guarantee you, Gina, if today were the day you were going to court at 8:15, you would not have come to work.
It's true.
You wouldn't have come to work.
That's true.
I would too.
I don't think you would have.
You would have said, I got court. And we'd say, when? And you'd go, I don't know. And that'd be it,
I'm not sure.
You wouldn't come in.
Court sometime.
I got court sometime. I don't know.
On another topic, a totally different topic. Yesterday, we went to lunch at the Lone Star Steakhouse in Sugar House with the staff, and Gina was there with her baby, and I was the little Jonesy, who's almost a year old and just as cute as anything, and I was the only person at the table who made the baby cry.
Well, she's my daughter. She knows you make me cry
Everybody else is going doobie playing with the baby and being cute
Gina,
with the baby.
that doesn't work because I didn't make her cry.
That's true.
And I've made you cry.
That's true.
On the radio.
I went and sat down by the baby to just kind of bonding. Hi, your Uncle Bill. Cried.
Even Artie Fufkin didn't make her cry.
No, I thought for sure Artie was going to make her cry.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
He did that for like 10 minutes.
And kept waving his hand.
He said, "Don't eat trans fats or you'll end up looking like me."
Even Artie didn't make the baby cry.
Artie could have picked the baby up and placed the baby in his mouth, and the baby wouldn't have cried. The whole head, and the baby wouldn't have cried.
I think it's your facial hair. Might make you look scary. I'm just guessing.
Was I the only one there with facial hair? Well, Heather. Just kidding, Heather.
She hasn't experienced a lot of facial hair. Maybe.
I don't know.
And then I brought her over to you later. Like, it's safe with mommy holding you kind of thing. And I gave Bill a hug. See, he's nice.
She didn't cry then, but she was barely holding it.
She had the face.
Barely holding it together.
She had the
you could see
face.
she was just like any second she was just going to.
It was the face.
We were there for 2 hours, and she was good the whole time we were there. I didn't have to get up and walk around with her once.
Are you surprised?
No, but...
Are you bragging?
Yes.
Okay. So she's like that all the time. You're just bragging.
Yes.
Yeah. And she didn't do that once, does she usually? Well, no. Well, wow.
She ate all kinds of things for lunch I didn't eat. She had tomatoes. She ate the tomatoes off my salad and my onions.
Did not.
And then, she ate all my onions, and then I picked onions.
She really ate onions?
Oh, yeah. Loves onions. And I said, Carrie, you gonna eat that onion?
Here.
But she doesn't have teeth.
She has 4.
That onion even had blue cheese dressing on it,
Yeah.
Gina, which is something else that you wouldn't eat.
Well, now that says a lot to me, and because when I sat down by the baby, and maybe this is why she cried, I went, "Hi, honey. God, your breath stinks." That's why she cried. That's why she cried. Would seem unlikely, wouldn't it?
What,
that he
which
would
part?
that he would have his milk delivered by a horse. The rest of it I could buy, but his milk delivered by
There might be
horses.
somebody. If he's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Indiana.
Indiana. That's it. Maybe.
Could be. Could be.
I suppose.
We're
sort of on the
We're
air.
sort of on the air sometimes.
We're streaming.
The people
a little
streaming can hear us fine, and apps. I think they can also hear us as well. But
Someone must hear us in their car because they said Mountain View corridor is backed up for some reason. Sitting at 118th red light, cars bumper to bumper both ways.
Well, none of those people are listening because it's
Oh.
too irritating to stay tuned. So
It is?
yeah,
It's Bad Poetry Month. You're going to miss the. I've got another bad poem for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Now I lay me down to sleep with a bag of peanuts at my feet. If I should die before I awake, I leave them to my Uncle Jake.
What?
Now that was bad. Yeah,
I don't
bad.
I don't care
Bad
about that
poetry.
one.
Bad
Great
poetry.
job.
Thank you.
Let's. Okay, we got Boner Fight coming up. Here in about 6 minutes. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by.
Salt Lake City has switched to ranked choice voting for November's election. Instead of voting for or against someone, voters select candidates in preferred order. Want more information? Visit www.slc.gov/RCV.
Somebody is speculating that Zeus is angry with the Radio from Hell show for some reason, and that's why we're having trouble with our signal. I can tell you exactly the reason. Because yesterday, during the news, I had that story about about lightnings hitting the Washington Monument, and I said that was Zeus being angry with Washington D.C., where all the commies and pedophiles live. And sure enough, he heard it. And now he's attacking us.
Well, actually, it's. I found out the real reason.
Oh, what?
There are some power bumps at Farnsworth where our transmitter is, and we're on backup now.
Well, Zeus is causing it.
Yeah.
I think Zeus is causing it.
So that's what's going on.
Let's see now. Now, don't do this.
What?
Poor A-Rod.
What's wrong with
Somebody?
A-Rod?
This was funny.
Somebody's trolling him by sending pizzas to his house under the name of Ben. Ben wanted you to have this.
Leave A-Rod
Just leave poor A-Rod alone. He couldn't hang on to Jennifer Lopes.
He cheated on her.
He could.
Is that what happened?
That's what they say.
He just couldn't hang on to her.
She's slippery.
Well, all that oil.
Good news
for her skin.
Good celebrity news.
Finally,
Selma Blair is in remission. Now, I'm not sure what that movie is.
No, she has MS.
Oh, that's very different.
Yes.
She says she is in remission from her multiple sclerosis, and her prognosis, and I'm not sure what a part of the body the prognosis is, but she says her prognosis is great.
Well, it's good news.
It's good. I said, that's what I said. Good news. But here's some bad news, scary news. Get ready to hide. Because, oh, come on. Don't you tell me that you've done this to me.
Who has done what to you?
Well, this story, all I have is the headline for some reason. It's, let me see if I can get it this way. Tori Spelling and Snooki.
Is this a story from a time machine?
No, and that's the problem. They're talking. They're together and talking about their messy pasts. In fact, they have a new MTV series called Messiness.
Really?
What?
The pair are reveling in all the wild craziness that got them to where they are today. I didn't realize that before I started the show that we've all been messes at some point, basically. That's how
I was going to say, who's that?
That's Tori Spelling. That's how Tori's
Okay.
Tori Spelling. That's pretty close imitation. I used to just I shouldn't comment on it, but I'd always comment on other people's messes. And my life was a mess, too. Now, she's getting together with Snooki.
Who greenlit this show? That's what I want to know. Who thought this was a good idea?
It's on the, what network is it? I said
the MTV.
It's on the MTV, so, you know, they don't have anything else.
I mean, that's not even MTV2 worthy, you know?
Yeah. Spelling has good advice, though, for anybody who's lived a messy life like she has.
What's that?
Own it.
Oh, I thought it would be make sure that your father was incredibly wealthy.
Own it.
If you can do that, it makes it so much
Makes
easier.
it a lot easier.
And Snooki agrees. She says, "Don't be embarrassed. Just own that ass. Do it." So I just wanted to make you aware of something to avoid.
Now, Robert points out, so it's Desperate Housewives.
No one will watch that.
Yeah.
You might be surprised. You might be surprised.
And John thinks that you're getting your Tori Spelling and Abe Vigoda impressions mixed up. But
oh, wait a minute.
No,
now,
they sound very similar.
Now, wait a minute. Let me think. I'm picturing them both in my mind, and I really, they look so much alike.
It is tough.
Oh, Tori Spelling had, didn't she win the Preakness? Anyway. Federal leaders meeting in Washington, D.C., local and state leaders preparing federal guidelines on booster shots for the COVID-19 vaccine. And you had something there, Carrie, that...
I didn't save it.
Who was it that's there? It's official.
It was someone who used to work in the...
Andy
Slavitt?
Andy Slavitt, yeah.
Apparently the booster thing is going to be announced, they're going to start on the 20th of September. Is when the boosters will be available. Mm-hmm. More information to follow, but they're saying you get it 8 months after your last one. So mine was April 1st, so that means September or
a former manager for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints investment arm, a whistleblower. He filed a whistleblower complaint with the Internal Revenue Service, and he's now given a sworn declaration in James Huntsman's high-profile fraud lawsuit against the church. David Nielsen's statement was included in a late-night court filing by Huntsman, who alleges the Latter-day Saint Church used tithing money for improper purposes, including funding the City Creek project downtown. Huntsman is, of course, the brother of former Utah Governor John Huntsman, and a member of a very wealthy family. The LDS Church is asking a federal judge to dismiss Mr. Huntsman's lawsuit, insisting that tithing dollars were not used to fund City Creek Center or bail out beneficial life insurance. I think I still have a policy with them. Huntsman's legal team filed a response to the church's request to dismiss the lawsuit. The church's present summary judgment motion is nothing more than its latest calculated effort to deceive the public and distort the facts.